It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at ArizonaSports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a record need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Oklahoma City Thunder with an eclipse of the Suns last night. The Lopes stumble against the Lobos, and the Cardinals in conversations with prospective assistant coaches. Welcome in, everybody. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, always on the Arizona Sports app, presented by Lerner and Rowe. Just make one call. Lerner and Rowe, 602-977-1900. So today we are sequestered nicely. Our favorite spot, Twin Peaks, Camelback. Manuch, this is awesome.
It always is. It's always a pleasure to come out here because it's a little closer. And you come out here to Twin Peaks, Camelback. Starting to get a little bit of a crowd. A lot of folks watching the Olympics. And you got the golf tournament going on there at Pebble Beach. Where's the football? Where's the NFL Network?
Toast.
Yeah, well,
toast.
But
no reason to watch it now until the draft.
I've seen 3 replays have been on for the Super Bowl so far.
Couldn't pay me to watch that game again.
I do because I like to watch football. A football guy, football fan. I look for the finer nuances if I missed anything, which I really didn't.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, but they're already talking about free agency. They're talking about the draft.
Oh, yeah.
They're talking about teams filling their assistant coaches, i.e.
the Combine.
Cardinals, Raiders,
Yep.
Combine. They did talk about, we hit this yesterday, all the assistant coaches, the very qualified, outstanding assistant coaches that have been hired by John Harbaugh with the Giants. And, I've always told you guys, players win, coaches lose. Boy, if they can get an assemblance with the Giants, get some help behind Jackson Dart, and get some people around that team, they've got some phenomenal assistant coaches. But one thing I did also on NBA TV last night, the replay of the Suns and OKC came on real late.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You actually watched that disaster?
Oh, no.
That was a train wreck.
I'm like, are you kidding me? I've come to the resolution.
Yeah.
Jim, you've talked about this.
Yeah.
Laz and I were talking about this as we were setting up here at Camelback Twin Peaks. I don't care if you're the 13th, 14th, 20th man on the bench, maybe NBA, but for OKC, they can all shoot.
Yes, they
McCain gets picked up, the other day?
Yeah.
He comes in. They were shooting 64% from the three-point line overall, 42% on the day, and close to 60% for the night. And it's interesting. You watch OKC, everybody was on board except SGA. They just kind of went, okay, we got one more game, which is tonight, before the All-Star break. Business as usual. Everybody's doing their things. Williams, Dort, and Williams, he's fired up because he had his number retired at Perry High School.
Correct.
The other day. But they just are so methodical, run their offense, they go down low, they get the tip in. They were precise. They were literally, I thought, in postseason form watching that game, shooting-wise, discipline-wise, not turning the ball over.
What gets me, Manuch, is people have already forgotten that they are the defending NBA champions.
Exactly.
And they're the champions for a reason. It's all because of what you just said. They got dudes, and they have young dudes. Look, we talked about it yesterday. When I looked at the minutes played, remember I talked about the big guys? Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren. Hartenstein played 18 minutes. That's all they needed him for. Holmgren played 21. The game was over at the end of the first quarter. I mean, over.
There were 5 guys off the bench in double figures.
Yes.
5. and only, to your point, only 2 in double, which was basically, when you looked at the game, was Williams. And who's the other one? Oh, yeah, Holmgren. With the only 2 starters in double figures,
yes.
They didn't really need to play.
Didn't have to play.
But what amazed me is the guys off the bench, it felt like it was just a good scrimmage for them. And I don't mean to demean the Suns, not at all. But, I mean, from the get-go, it was, well, when you have Booker playing.
Booker.
Yeah, well, Booker, Green, and Gray did not play. All three didn't play.
All 3 didn't play.
No,
I know, but still, you don't get blown out in the first quarter like that. That was disgraceful.
Well, the first quarter was abysmal. Outscored 37-25. Hell, you basically look at 75 points in the first half.
Yes, the game's done.
But you lost, I don't know, probably with those three out of the lineup, you're probably a good 40 points that you lose without those three in the lineup, on average, if you add them all up.
Suns waved the white flag. They said, we're going to focus on health, and we are going to get to the All-Star break.
But you know what? It was good to see all the other guys play. Fleming come in there.
There was a Kobe Brea sighting
Brea,
as well.
I mean, the guys came in. They got some time before the All-Star break. Okay, come back. So I just hope that's one of those you get out of your system. But if all three of the other guys are playing, all hands on deck, it might be a different situation.
You know, it's funny because the final score really was not indicative of how bad the game really was. And they lost by 20, but it was so out of hand by halftime. Look, I was so disgusted at it. I went over because I was waiting for
what'd you expect, Jimmy? What'd you expect?
I expected them to be not give 75 in the first half.
Okay.
I didn't expect that.
You got your three big dogs out of the game.
Look,
it was a scrimmage for OKC.
I know what it was, but it was a disgraceful display last night for the Suns. Now, what I did is I went over and watched GCU and New Mexico, and I tried to tell people, and I was at a refreshment stand, Manuch. I don't know why people refuse to. Well, they're fans. And I kept telling them, New Mexico is good. This is an important game for New Mexico and the Lopes because New Mexico wants to make sure they get into the dance. And they did. And they found a way to win that game.
And if you were watching the first half, you could have easily turned that off, too, getting outscored 40-27.
Yeah.
But GCU, home court, they made a hell of a run. They got within 1 point.
They did.
Before New Mexico closed it out at the very end. They hit a couple shots. They got a couple rebounds. But they got outscored 37-30. GCU stepped up to the mic, hit some shots, some three-point shots, got them back in the game and went, oh, my gosh. They were down by, I think, 20 points at one time.
They were.
It was like 24-3 to start the game. And Bryce Hughes, the head coach, he's like, timeout twice.
Yeah.
Within the first 10 minutes of the game.
You have to.
So, you watch that, but you got to give them credit. But again, to your point, if you're going to make it to the dance out of the Mountain West, you've got to beat New Mexico. And that's twice this year they've lost to them, being GCU. But it turned into a good game. But I just think that you watch New Mexico, and they got some horses. And this Jake Hall kid, this freshman, he broke the Mountain West record for freshmen. And that kid just lights out. Talk about good shooters. So New Mexico's got some good shooters, and fortunately, GCU got back in the game with their three-point shooting. Otherwise, New Mexico runs away from that game.
They made the tournament last year. They were a tournament team. They're a great basketball team.
No, they're good. They can play. Also, the Arizona Cardinals. So I'm listening to one of the national shows on the way here to Twin Peaks at Camelback, and they were talking about, and I believe it was Tom Pelissero, and NFL Insider, and he was talking about how the Miami Dolphins and the Arizona Cardinals are going to try to cut bait with their quarterbacks, and he indicated that if they're going to do that, he says, I don't know which teams would make a play for either one of them.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
And he said, because their contracts are so dreadful.
Well,
that's what he said.
I can say that. Plus, you got to look at Tua's got some concussion issues.
He has that.
He might be 1 or 2 concussions away from retiring.
Yeah.
I don't wish that upon him. I think he's a solid quarterback. And then Kyler Murray just hasn't proved he can be a typical pro-style quarterback. If anyone picks him up, they're going to have to be roll out, waggle, bootleg, keep him on the run. Not that you can't do that, but his value as far as a top-tier quarterback, top 15 quarterbacks, probably not there.
Mm-hmm.
So do you, number one, are you going to pay $45 million a year?
There you go.
Number two, what are you going to give the Cardinals? Is there any
nothing?
Nothing. Bag of balls, as you say. Bag of balls.
Bag of balls.
I think the only way that those two quarterbacks get moved is that the Cardinals and Miami have to restructure or pick up a majority, not part of a majority of their contract to trade them away and be happy to get a third rounder or a fourth rounder.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think that's the only way that they can. Because I know you think he's coming back. I just cannot see Kyler Murray coming back and adding value to this offense under the Mike LaFleur regime and the kind of offense he wants to run or he has been running and the kind of offense Nathaniel Hackett and LaFleur want to put together when you're coming from a situation you had from Green Bay to Green Bay and Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
And he doesn't work in that system. Now, if somebody else wants to take a flyer on him,
right,
take him. If the Cardinals eat the majority of his contract, you give away a third rounder, fourth rounder. He would probably go into that situation as a backup for now, or who's going to want to take him right now as a starter?
All right.
Either one of them.
Okay, let me drop this on you then. Knowing Bidwell the way that you do, would they cut him and just cut bait?
I think they'd want to. I think they'd want to.
If they don't get any trade value at all, would they cut him?
You know what? That'd be a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money. I don't know what his cap hit would be, but I know for sure he's around $45 million a year.
Right.
I think he would try to get something. I think that Michael Bidwell would have to go, look, if I got to pay a third, half, and get at least a third rounder, then he would do that. I don't think they'll just cut him, but I don't know. It's very interesting because I think LaFleur is like, hey, I got a quarterback and a backup. I got to go get somebody. Now, if they're stuck with them, I think all bets are off at that point, unless somebody's available.
Right.
And if there's a free agent quarterback that's out there, there's not many out there.
No, I was going to say, you're going to give me Justin Field?
You're going to give
I would go after Daniel Jones.
But he's hurt. He won't be back till he has an Achilles.
Yeah.
He won't be back till November.
Mid-season.
So
he's off the table.
Off the table.
Yep.
Is Jameis Winston got anything left in his tank?
Okay.
But I'm just
there goes Laz.
But listen, Laz, it's limited.
Yes.
Is he better than Kyler Murray? So what you got to say is if I'm trading for somebody who's got more value, he doesn't have the contract, and if I got to eat half or a third of Kyler Murray's contract to make the trade, to go dump him, to go be the backup to Jackson Dart. You see what I'm saying?
I understand.
So there's a lot of minutia. They're running to go, what about this, and this? So hell, you got to put it in a damn computer to come up with some kind of a situation.
Here's my follow-up then, and we'll get to a break here in just a moment. If indeed they try to trade him and the team that you're trying to partner with says, you got to pay 3/4 of his salary and we're going to give you a bag of balls and that's it. Would it be better then just to eat the contract and get rid of him and you get a better a cap hit?
Depending what's coming your way.
Okay.
So if you're going to pick up 3/4 of his contract like Denver did to trade Russell Wilson away.
They did.
To Pittsburgh initially?
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Then that's an opportunity. But what are you getting in return? Well, who's your trade? Who's your quarterback you're getting? And how much is he making when you make the trade?
Okay.
So just Jameis Winston, for example. If he's right now maybe $4 or $5 million a year,
probably.
Then Jackson Dart's on a rookie contract.
Yeah.
So he might be 3 or 4 as a backup. Okay, so you pay a half or 3/4 of Kyler Murray and you get that back. Okay, it's not quite the hit that you think. But Walmart versus the Arizona Cardinals is night and day.
I'm with you.
Of what you can do, what you can do.
Yeah,
now, Michael Bidwell's got the money. They're making billions every year.
Oh, they are.
It's just a matter of does he want to do that?
Yeah, he wants to.
This is a huge conundrum, and it's interesting. I saw the same thing the other day.
Okay.
They're already talking about Tua and Murray because they jumped the gun on Tua, and they totally have been the Cardinals jumped the gun, or jumped the shark with Murray.
They did.
And so now they're in a predicament as to what they're going to do with him.
We are here, sequestered nicely, Twin Peaks in beautiful Phoenix. That's where you can find us. Twin Peaks Camelback is what it is called. When we come back, Dylan the villain, what did you do last night? Manuch is so upset with you. Wait till we get to our next segment, and he is going to
no soup for you.
Also, Olympics are going on. USA is doing really well. It is our replay rewind, which is coming up. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7, HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with a perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we've got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Ford trucks and SUVs move the people who move this nation from job sites to open roads. And this President's Day, our Desert Ford dealers salute them. Yep, Paul Calvisi here. Hey, let's put some presidents back in our wallets because right now it's the perfect time to bring home a brand new Ford, like the 2025 Ford F-150 truck, where every detail matters, from powerful engines to smart tech. And you know what's smart? When we get 3.9% APR financing right now for 72 months plus $2,000 cash back on a 2025 Ford F-150 XLT. SUV, hey, we recently bought a new Explorer. Now there's a 2026 Ford Explorer with 6 available models. And even better, get 3.9% financing for 60 months plus $1,000 cash back on a 2026 Ford Explorer. It's the Ford President's Day sales event, but it all ends February 16th at our Desert Ford dealers. Just click buyfordnow.com.
Now it's time for our replay rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Roc decides to add. Let's get to it in replay rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD2.
Here's Elizabeth Lemley from Colorado in her Olympic debut. Moving into gold medal position, Liz Lemley and her teammate Jalen Koff looking to make history. Koff, silver medal. The Americans 1 and 2. Jordan Stolz is coming. Now he goes to work on the inside corner. And here goes Stolz, blowing right past Yannick DeBow. The best speed skater in the world flies to an Olympic record. The lead. Jordan Stolz solidifies the top spot. Golden in Milan.
This has just been awesome. Thank you to NBC for the highlights. Look, right now here at Twin Peaks, they have the speed skating on, and they also have the hockey game. Latvia meeting the USA, and as I just look up, the USA has just scored. So, hey, Connor, see if you can find me the hockey horn here and let me know when you get it, okay, so I can celebrate that because I love hockey. Once again, the United States showing extremely well in the Winter Olympics. Manuch, you a big Olympic guy?
Yes, I am.
You like it too?
I like it. I love all it. You've seen the medals are starting to stack up.
Yep.
There you. That sounded like it's like a regular hockey horn.
No.
That's like that horn you have out there at the football field. So like the horn. All right,
Yeah. No, keep trying.
Yeah, it's just
Hockey horn.
It's just like the foghorn across the bay.
Oh, you're not kidding.
But yeah, I do. I enjoy all the events. Whatever. I just enjoy the athleticism.
I do too.
These athletes, what they can do. They train so hard. Some guys are on their second Olympiad. Some guys and gals on their third. And but I'm a downhill fan. I do enjoy the figure skating with the athleticism, but just a fan of just watching the athletes. But the downhill going like, I don't know, 80, 90 miles an hour.
Flying.
And just flying, having that kind of control. Just a lot of fun to watch.
We are hanging out here today at Twin Peaks. Camelback is where we're located. We will be here until 4 o'clock. And it is time right now for our replay rewind. Now, I will keep Manuch sequestered and tied down to his chair because I'm going to play this clip and Manuch is going to lose it. So this is Dylan Brooks last night.
Yeah, that was like lightning.
I'm just glad when he threw the ball to the official, he said it didn't hit him. I think he did on purpose. He threw it away from him so it wouldn't.
Dylan Brooks got teed up last night. That is his 16th technical foul, which means the Sun season over now through the All-Star break. When they come back, he will be suspended for the first game when they return. All right, Manuch, give him hell.
You know what? He just flipped the ball at the official.
Yep.
I mean, if you're going to get your money's worth, do a chest pass to chest pass, man. Crush him. These officials, I got to tell you what, Jimmy, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So he just flips it to him. So what? Get over yourself for crying out loud. It's almost as if these officials, it's about them. It's their world, and you're just passing through.
His reputation precedes himself.
You know what? So what? Well, I get it. So ignore. Hey, so what? You should. Those guys out there on the court, you should be oblivious to who they are. You should just call the game as you see it. And it's interesting. I'm listening to the game on the way home, and I'm hearing Tim Kempton go off on this one in particular.
Yep.
So when I got home, I go, what's the T? I mean, what's it for? But again, knowing his reputation, he's a marked man.
Yes.
And he's got to know that anything even close to out of order is going to be called. And it's just unfortunate that it's kind of like, it's almost like an official's going, hey, I got a T on Dylan Brooks. I got Dylan the villain. I got him. Hey, did you see that? They're texting each other after the game. Did you see that? I'm going to get him suspended.
Stop it.
Drives me nuts. It's like Major League Baseball umpires. It's not about you. I'm sorry.
I agree with
NBA
that.
officials. It's not about you.
I agree with that.
Okay, NFL officials, what's a pass interference? What's a holding? It's not about you. Just call the game as you see it, which I don't think they're seeing it the same way I'm seeing it, Jimmy B.
The game was dreadful last night if you were a Suns fan. OKC just buried them. They put up 75 points just in the first half. After the game, here is Dylan the villain talking about getting the T.
I ain't talking no more about that. He literally said that to you. Was that James? Yeah. So I'm playing victim all the time, and when I don't play victim, I'm a bad guy. So choose one.
Sounds like the rep is saying one thing. If you're not doing one thing, you're doing another. How do you handle that frustration?
It's just consistency. You're going to be consistently bad and be consistently bad throughout the whole game. Don't try to fix it during the game. Don't try to be doing any of that. Or try to even out foul calls where you're going to be bad, you'll be bad. You're not the whole game.
All right, so he will be suspended when the Suns return following the All-Star break.
How about that conversation, referees? Well, you're either a victim or you're playing the bad guy.
Yeah.
Why are you having that conversation?
I don't know.
With Dylan Brooks.
I don't know.
I mean, literally.
Yep.
I mean, it's like it's a vendetta. The officials have a vendetta against Dylan Brooks. I'm telling you, it's a conspiracy theory.
All right,
where's Tim Donaghy?
When you need him?
Yeah.
He's placing a bet probably right now. Here's more with Brooks.
just off, to be honest. Gave me a warning talking to him, but he gave me a T before that. So where's the warning? So that doesn't matter to me. We haven't won a game with Gucci reference, so that should be on notice. Yeah, about 4 or 5 times already. And I finally got a T in every single one of those games.
Have you been able to contact the league about this at all? Like,
no, there's no point. I let the front office do that at no point.
All right, so there you go. He will be suspended when they return. Here is the head coach, Jordan Ott, his reaction to Dylan the Villain getting the T.
Yeah, I mean, we know what happens at 16. We've known this for a while. I didn't see the interaction. I mean, I saw the interaction, didn't hear. It was across the course. So, we'll see what happens.
So there you go. We're going to see what happens. We have time for one more. Let us skip down to the Seattle Seahawks parade. It was incredible yesterday. They had to bleep so many things on the NFL Network, but it was hilarious, including Ernest Jones. This is Ernest Jones at the parade. Here we go.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm probably the last person they should have gave the mic to, but we finna turn up, man. First off, I want to say shout out to Jody Allen, shout out to John Snyder for making this all possible, man. Shout out to Coach Mike McDonald for helping us get to this point, man. But also shout out to these bad mothers who play this game. Way. Not only do we have the best defense in the world, we got the best team in the world. And quite frankly, if you got anything to say about my quarterback, you got anything to say about my defense, you got anything to say about my O-line, and you got anything to say about the city of Seattle, I got 2 words for you.
You knew that was coming. Oh, man. Yeah, awesome.
How many people think with the stadium yesterday? Did they ever announce how many people were in the stadium when they got there?
I don't remember that. I know that they felt they had over 1 million people.
No. At the stadium. They went from the street to the stadium. It was, I don't know, there might have been 40,000 people there. So to see those guys walk through the streets of Seattle, so it led them to the stadium.
Yeah.
And it was, did you see the stadium? It was jam-packed. Yeah. But it's very dangerous to give a microphone to guys who've been drinking.
Yeah.
But, hey, Ernest Jones handled that very nicely. Except for a couple expletives, but that was solid. And, he nailed it right there.
He did.
You got anything to say about that? Just come see me right here.
Yeah, I think that's just great. Updating you right now in the hockey game, Latvia has just scored a goal, so it is 1-1. That's it.
You got it?
He's got it. And they are playing in the Hey, today's Replay Rewind presented by Lerner & Rowe. Need a check? Just make one call, 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com. Just make one call, 602-977-1900. When we come back, Rick Horrow, the sports professor, is going to be our guest. But right now, let's get you to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Connor Collins. The Cardinals are still working through their defensive coordinator search, bringing in Seahawks defensive pass game coordinator Carl Scott for an interview, according to CBS Sports. Over in baseball, the D-backs lock in right-hander Paul Sewald for a 1-year MLB deal. That's going to help strengthen their bullpen going into the spring training. And in the NBA, they've made it official as Suns forward Dylan Brooks does draw the 16th technical foul on Wednesday, and he will be now suspended February 19th game against the Spurs in Austin. This ESPN 620 Sports Center update is powered by Twin Peaks, 5 Valley locations, and your go-to scratch-made game day bites. Try their new baked pretzel with Chipotle queso, the double-stacked nachos topped with brisket, or the smokestack burger loaded with smoked brisket and barbecue sauce. Cold beer, wall-to-wall TVs, and Twin Peaks. It's your place for eats, drinks, scenic views. Rick Horrow joins the guys next.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
This is Jason Schechterly, former Phoenix police officer. There's nothing more important to a first responder than focusing on their mental health. And there's nothing better for that mental health than golf, friends, music, drinks, food, and fun. Join us for the Heroes Golf Classic Tournament at the Weston Kierland Golf Course on Friday, May 8th. If you're not a golfer, show up for the after party and benefit concert with the best cover band in Arizona, Rock Lobster. Proceeds are going to benefit the 100 Club of Arizona. The 100 Club provides support for our first responders through critical incidents, injury prevention, mental health, and scholarships. Every day, our public safety members put their lives on the line, and we are their backup. So come out and join us on May 8th. To register, go to our website, 100club.org, and click on the events page. Again, 100club.org. Click on the events page, register for the tournament, and we will see you on May 8th.
With Sun Devil women's basketball, it's not just a game, it's a show. The speed, the swagger, the no-look passes that make the crowd gasp, the intensity that feels like it could light up the court by itself. Every night, this team brings fire, fast breaks, big moments, and defensive energy you can feel from the top row to the hardwood. If you want basketball with heart, pipe, and pure showmanship, you want Sun Devil women's basketball. Get your seats now at sundeviltickets.com.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
We're chatting with our guest, always safety first, 811 Megaphone Man. You never stray from your mission of letting homeowners, landscapers, and excavators know you should always call 811 before you dig.
Call 811.
Call for both small and big jobs. And 2 working days in advance?
811.
Any parting words? And I'm guessing they will be.
Call 811 before you dig.
Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
811.
Time to talk about the business side of sports. Leading expert in the business of sports, author of the new bestseller, The Sport Business Handbook, host of Power of Sports, and architect of over 100 deals worth billions in sports, the sports professor Rick Horrow joins Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, we are back hanging out today. Twin Peaks, Camelback. Rick Horrow is with us, the sports professor. It's always fun when we get him on the show. By the way, I did reserve a parking spot for you here at Twin Peaks, dude, if you wanted to show up.
Well, that's really nice. Which one? And by the way, I don't. First of all, I am. It's reminiscent of that drive from Phoenix to Vegas. I'm now kind of between LA and San Francisco, and there is not a bird. There's not a cacti. There is nothing here. So I'm on fumes. And if I choose to run out of gas before the exit, you're going to hear some obscenities, Jimmy, that in your 87 years on this earth, you're not even going to understand.
See, Rick, here in Phoenix, we got a gas station on every corner. You'd never run out of gas.
Yeah,
you pull off the side.
I know you do it like $6 a gallon, but that's another story. Okay, I got it.
And just so you know, like we always do, I always meet you here at the Camelback Twin Peaks Track today. I'm buying, just so you know, because as long as you keep it under $5, I'm good to go.
No. Next time I'm in Arizona, which I'm really kind of hoping seriously will be this spring training. I'm going to go to some of the Winter Classic games in Florida,
But Winter Classic is, or the World Baseball Classic, it is kind of an interesting dynamic now. And I think with the labor piece about to be torn apart, this may be the last spring of excitement that's just related to baseball. You know, Kyle Tucker, I thought the Cubs had a shot at hanging on to him, not in your life. And so this becomes is it us against the Dodgers? I guess we'll just have to see.
All right, Rick, while you're on that topic, and then I want to swing back to where you were for Super Bowl, and we'll get into that. But while you're on the baseball topic, you referenced the Kyle Tucker contract. Is this really, with the contracts and what the Dodgers have done, the main issue why there most likely will be a lockout after this season?
Well, yeah, I mean, it is hard to predict on one act, but it is part of the whole process. You know, the Dodgers have two pieces of this. They have tremendous equity, three pieces. They have a television contract that's unbelievable that nobody else shares. And they also have a financial structure where, you know, with Ohtani's deal that they did, it's backloaded, which means unbelievably that, you know, there's no cap, and they can sign whoever they want. And they can try the Ohtani method, and even if agents mostly legitimately say go pound sand, you know, they still have enough money to sign a guy with a monstrous guarantee and you know, keep him on a roster that he will compete for spots, but it also keeps him away from other teams, which of course bothers those other teams.
So in the end run here, Rick, are you telling fans that are listening to Rick Horrow each and every Thursday at 1:30 our time here, to enjoy spring training and the regular season while you can, and just keep your fingers crossed going into next year?
Enjoy spring training while you can. Keep your fingers crossed going into next year. And let's see what the leverage negotiations are going to be. I mean, both sides make the argument that they want to get this done far in advance. But it's a issue that, frankly, is not just owners and players. It's the handful of teams versus the other teams versus the players. So it's as much a three-sided negotiation as anything I've ever seen.
So when you take a look back at the Super Bowl, is the economic impact San Fran, Santa Clara, San Jose, in the metropole, maybe a 30, 40, 50-mile square radius in that kind of situation as far as who gets impacted one way or the other?
What's the square radius? Did you fail math? I've never heard of a square radius. Well, that's one of the worst transitions I think I've ever heard. But that's okay. I'll go with the flow.
Excuse me, radius. My bad. I think of the square root of 725.
Yeah, right. There you go. Which I don't know either. So, all right. Speaking of square radiuses, I just went to the Super Bowl. How's that? Is that better? And then I stopped at Pebble Beach. There's another square radius. And by the way, you don't care, but I played Pebble, so that was fun. Nice. And I played that just before the weather sucked. Now the weather's good again. The quote-unquote square radius, look, $1.4 billion for economic impact in a very wide region, almost too wide. People were complaining how far it is to go from San Francisco to Santa Clara to Oakland to San Jose. Yeah, but that's the region, just like your region, just like Dallas, Fort Worth, and Miami Lauderdale. But you got that plus maybe $150 million for the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, plus another $200, $300 million for NBA All-Star that I'm heading down to right now. You know, you've got economic impact on the west coast of California approaching $2 billion from a sports business perspective. And that is an incredible square radius.
Yeah, there's a square, and then you put the radius around the square. How about that?
That is as bad as it gets. But I
know. So you look at the overall ratings of the game, halftime. Where does this rank as far as all the above is concerned with this game?
I'd say in the top 10. You know, I wouldn't want to get in a superlative saying one of the best ever.
Yeah.
The game itself was, I kind of thought, absent amazing turnovers one after another, which didn't happen. You knew who was going to win that game in the first 5 minutes of the game. Yep. And so it detracted from the $10 million 30-second spot, roll the dice for positioning corporate sponsors who had the fourth quarter. Everybody was already gone at the end of the third or fourth quarter. The Bad Bunny generates some controversy. I don't care. Frankly, as a veteran of Up With People and Frank Sinatra in the early 70s, I love controversy. I think it's great because what it shows is that Roger and everybody on the NFL staff are excited about the demographics and excited about the diversity. I had a good chance at the owners event to say hello to my good friend, Michael Bidwell. And I just wanted you to know that he is in good health and he's got a great organization to be proud of. And he doesn't know it yet, but he is committing to a parking space for me. So you two guys just screw off.
Dude, you think a lot of the strategy for Bad Bunny in reference to the international flavor with that on the horizon was kind of a setup to help that marketing, help pushing that international flavor, but say within the next 2 years of having 18 games over across the pond or overseas period?
Well, of course, 9 games now. The announcement of another game in Paris happened Super Bowl week. There are many games, Mexico City and otherwise. Obviously, the flag football initiative and the 2028 Olympics for that. Amazing. I went to the flag football international finals before the Pro Bowl game. And it's amazing, the international excitement now. Japan and Panama played the finals. And the whole notion of how to expand the revenues beyond $27 billion is international. And I have one more thing to say that I just figured out, that I was pretty articulate today. I'm here in California. I've been 6 or 7 hours of business. But then when I get on the phone with you, I start going, I don't understand it. It's like my mind turns to mush, Jimmy B. Why would you think that is?
It's because Manuch is asking all the questions and not me.
Yeah, that's very good, man. That is absolutely correct. From now on, you're the opening and closing part of the sandwich, and maybe the middle part of the sandwich too.
Yeah, that's because you're getting pertinent questions when I ask the questions, right? But go ahead, Jim.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
I digress. You go. It's your turn for one.
Yeah.
Isn't that he's just magnanimous? Just magnanimous.
Just what?
So,
magnanimous. Nobody knows what he doesn't know what magnanimous means. So you got to.
Oh, you're right.
No,
Yeah, you're right.
it's Manucci, not magnanimous.
Yeah.
It's Manucci.
Hey,
a little magnanimous and testosterone. Those go together.
There you go. He's staying in the NFL. You say, hey, I like controversy. Well, apparently in Chicago, there's plenty of it. This tomfoolery in Iowa where they want to pick up a couple extra counties in Illinois so they can expand their blueprint and lure the Chicago Bears to Iowa. Is this real that they are looking to go to Indiana and build a complex there? Because everything that I've seen about Indiana, they are all in on this.
Yeah, and here's the blueprint. When I was doing all the NASCAR stuff that included getting the financing for Joliet, we decided to expand the footprint to areas that didn't have it before. And we played play's the wrong word. We leveraged Kansas against Missouri, and the result was a financing mechanism that Kansas came up with where the economic impact generated would go into the stadium for infrastructure and otherwise. And it's going to be the Kansas Chiefs who followed that. So everybody's looking at everything else. And, why not look at Indiana? And I heard there is a companion move that, you have to, like Northern Michigan, it doesn't belong up there. You got to go through Minnesota. So, why not gerrymander? I understand that as long as this is going to happen, Kentucky is trying to add a couple of counties, and they can call themselves Illinois, and it may be the Kentucky Bears. You just never know. Now, the answer is as many leverage spots as you can do is good for Kevin Warren and the Bears because they're not close to finishing. They're in the middle of a very long book.
All right. Drive safely. Enjoy your time in L.A. at the NBA All-Star Game, pal.
Yeah, drive safely. I'm on fire. There's nothing here. I can't go to that thing here even if I wanted to. There's nothing out here. Nothing out it. All right, see you next week.
All right. Thank you, Rick. There you go. That's Rick Horrow, sports professor. You can follow him, and he's a really entertaining follow. When you've heard him on this show, you can see why. On X, at Rick Horrow, Horrow, at Rick Horrow. All right, when we come back, we're hanging out here today at Twin Peaks Camelback. It'll be, on this day, a little football at 50. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM, HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
You applied to Grand Canyon University because you want somewhere fun and affordable, where hands-on classes and access to industry pros can help you build skills employers need, with the opportunity to graduate in less than 4 years. You want to feel seen, loved, called to more, to know you found your purpose. Make yourself the main character. Begin your story. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Right Toyota. I rock for my friends at Right Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Right Toyota. Right Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Right Toyota. Make the right choice, Right Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out righttoyota.com.
QC Kinetics helps active people stay active. People like David Boardman, police officer, competitive athlete, and gym owner who trains hard almost every day.
My body's taken a lot of abuse over the years. I've had multiple knee surgeries on both of my knees. I could barely run a mile prior to going to QC Kinetics. Doctors have all told me, hey, you are going to need knee replacements.
But QC Kinetics gave David great news.
We're going to give you the opportunity to have not one, but 2 healthy knees, and we don't have to cut you open.
And after David's regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics?
Since I've gone to them, I run 20, 30 miles a week. I really wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for QC Kinetics.
From knee pain to Ironman training.
It's a no-brainer.
Now it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics to book your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 602-837-7246. In Phoenix, Scottsdale, Peoria, and Chandler. That's 837-7246. 837-7246.
It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks, Phoenix, located at 21st Street in Camelback. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
Hey, everybody, welcome back in. We roll all the way till 4 o'clock this afternoon. Manuch, let's do a little on this day.
Well, this will bring a tear to your eye, Jimmy B. You probably might have broadcasted this game. Go way back. The 1961 Boston Celtic, Bill Russell, grabs 40 rebounds to beat Philadelphia Warriors 136-125. Now, was Wilt playing for the Philadelphia Warriors at the time?
He was not at that time. I will tell you this, Chamberlain, that was the record for rebounds in a game. Later, Wilt Chamberlain grabbed 55 rebounds against the Boston Celtics and Bill Russell.
Yeah, those Boston Bill Russell-led Celtic teams were phenomenal.
They were.
We're going to go back a little bit in Olympian history. 1968 Frenchman Jean-Claude Keely.
Absolutely.
Follows his win in the downhill with victory in the giant slalom at Grenoble Winter Olympics, clean sweeps 3 alpine ski events with success in the slalom. He was like the dude.
He was the dude.
I remember those 68 Olympics. You're sitting there watching on your black and white TV. We didn't have color at the time. And you're going, that he was like the name that you always heard.
Jean-Claude
And you know, the camera work, they had maybe 3 or 4 cameras.
Yeah.
You really didn't appreciate the speed of the downhill or the alpine skiing per se like you do now. You got cameras all over the place. But Jean-Claude Keely, the individual that later, I think he married Andy Williams' ex-wife, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, that's more information than I needed to know. I can tell you that.
Now, this is the greatness from the great one. 1989.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky sets 2 records. His 45th hat trick and 10th 40-plus goal season.
Amazing.
I mean, guys, talk about records that will probably never, ever be broken. Just amazes me. It's like we do this on this day every day.
Yep.
And when it comes to hockey, he's like a majority of the time you see just when you go, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one.
Yeah.
I mean, just the phenomenal skater and his vision and accuracy. And the other thing they also said, they'd be surprised how strong his shot was. I mean, he was very accurate.
Oh, yeah.
But they said, you know, like Ovechkin, how strong his shot is, I don't know, 120 miles an hour. They said that Gretzky was sneaky quick.
Yep.
So he was basically, so there you go, a little basketball and a little Olympic on this day, Jimmy.
Hey, before we get to some football at 50, let me set the table for everybody, okay? Because we have a great offer. We have partnered up with our great association with Biggs in Peoria, and this is our VIP spring training baseball experience. Here's what you will receive. 4 box seats to the weekend game. Diamondbacks Padres at the Peoria Sports Complex. Biggs is right across the street. You get lunch and drinks at Biggs before and after the game. $100 ride share. Plus, you get an ESPN 620 Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B swag bag. Yeah, we're just cool guys. You might as well just hook your wagon to us. It is the ultimate spring training hookup. Here's all you have to do. Right now, unless you're driving, just text BIGS to 59925. Again, BIGS to 59925. You got a couple of weeks here because we will announce the winner after February 28th. Again, that's after February 28th. It is our VIP spring training baseball experience. Manuch, a little football at 50.
Yeah, let's look at some of the current hirings by the Cardinals. They hired somebody else today, too, the receivers coach. Tony Sorrentino is a wide receivers coach. So far they got Nathaniel Hackett as their offensive coordinator and Matt Merritt as a running back coach. And speaking of Matt, Matt, give a little background on each one of these guys. So a lot of folks, they know a little bit about Nathaniel Hackett. But as far as Merritt and Sorrentino, give us a little background on these new assistants for the Cardinals.
So we'll start with Matt Merritt. He's a highly experienced college coach, has some professional experience as a running backs coach. He was hired, obviously, by the Cardinals in February. And before that, he had a past with Miami, USF, Georgia Southern, Tennessee, and Ohio State, where he was all working with specializing in running backs and special teams at those universities. He played college football at a place called Capital University, which I have not heard of.
All right, Jimmy, where's that?
I have no
Where is
no
Capital
clue.
University?
Never heard of it. Never in all my
Me neither.
travels.
Does it still exist
Capital
like
University.
Dave Craig's old college?
Oh, yeah.
Milton, or what was it?
Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, Columbus is where that is located.
In Bexley, Ohio. Yep.
Wow.
And where was his last stop before here?
Miami. Running backs coach for the Hurricanes.
Okay.
Talk to us about Sorrentino a little bit. We know a lot about Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah.
I think the last stop was it Denver? Or,
Yeah. Well, you pretty much lit him up yesterday with his.
Has he been working at all the last?
He
couple
coached in the high school ranks at a few different places.
There you go.
And he also was a coach at the University of Minnesota 2009 and 2010, University of Miami in 2011, offensive quality control at Tennessee in 2017, and he spent some time as the director of football operations at FAU under Lane Kiffin.
Okay. So that's about after Denver. That's pretty much professional. Talk to us about Sorrentino. This is a promotion, is what I understand for Sorrentino.
Yeah, that was Sorrentino I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
His last stop was with Northern Illinois. He was there from 2019 to 2021, and then he went up to the professional ranks where he joined the Vikings and helped Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. He was their passing game coordinator over there.
So it sounds like he's getting, the best of the rest. He's, you know what? It's
you know what it sounds like to me, Manuch? Just what you said. The rest.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, now look, they're good football coaches. Don't get me wrong. They're good football minds. They're good football coaches. But I guess I look at what John Harbaugh's done.
Yeah.
He got way out ahead of the curve. I have not seen what Kubiak is, who he's hired as of yet with the Raiders. You've also got situations in Miami. You got Atlanta. I mean, it may be another month that all these teams, these 10 openings this year are set, because you got to remember, guys, the combine's right around the corner. So you want to have your complete staff either there or completely filled out by combine time. So a lot of these coaches are probably getting desperate. Not that they're desperate to hire guys, but they're desperate to fill those positions and make sure these guys get a raise. And on top of that is how much they can pay them. So a lot of scrambling still out there for a lot of these teams per system.
We are here today at Twin Peaks. Camelback in Phoenix is where we are located until 4 o'clock. When we come back, guess who was back at practice today in Major League Baseball? We will tell you after he had surgery on his hand. The guy just does not quit. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
All Americans should do what they can to prepare for the future. Donald Trump Jr. here with an important message. More and more Americans are looking for ways to diversify their hard-earned money, and gold is the perfect solution. For example, a gold IRA from my trusted friends at the Birch Gold Group lets you diversify your IRA or 401k into physical gold with zero taxes and zero penalties. You stay in control with a tangible asset that's held value for thousands of years. And right now, Birch Gold is offering a free info kit to help you understand how it works. Just text the word SECURE, SECURE, to 989898. There's no pressure, no obligation, just the facts. You can't predict the future, but you can be prepared, but only if you educate yourself. So take that first step right now. Text SECURE to the number 989898 today. That's SECURE to 989898.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really? Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Ends March 9. Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner Rowe, it's a way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch. KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. It's Thursday. Welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Phoenix, located at 21st Street in Camelback. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We roll till 4 o'clock. We teased the fact that Corbin Carroll, we all know what happened to him yesterday. He had surgery on it. What was that damn bone again?
Hamate.
Hamate. Okay. All right. At any rate, he was back at the complex today working out.
Well, I'm sure he'd be working out. Jimmy can run. He can throw.
He can do all that.
He just can't hit. You won't be able to field as far as that's concerned. But, yeah, he can run. He can throw. He can do all his work as far as, lifting and that type of thing, and be very, very careful. So I think that he's going to be – the biggest thing for him will be, not getting his swings or his cuts in. And that's about the only thing that he's going to be as far as that's concerned. But you know what? You saw his hand with that big bandage. I mean, it's pretty thick.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, they've got that cast and that bandage. That thing is really pretty thick, and it's like they don't want any kind of movement. They don't want any kind of jarring on that. And so I saw him a little bit this morning. He was throwing with like a weighted ball, doing that whole thing. So his cardio should be fine, his throwing should be fine, his arm. It's just a matter of when he can actually start swinging. And they say anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks.
Right,
it's a big gap.
But
as far as when he can start swinging the bat, as far as some light swinging with probably a light bat, could be right around 4 to 5 weeks. As far as fully recovered, that they feel confident that when he takes his rips and makes contact with the ball, that the jarring of the bat doesn't re-injure or refracture the hamate bone. And once again, the hamate bone is that if you're at your pinky, at the very, very bottom of your pinky,
that's it.
That little area that you push into, that's where the hamate bone is. It's like a hook-like bone that fractured. And he's not the only one. It's happened to a couple of guys. And I really believe it's about he puts that finger below the knob, and maybe there's just more pressure. There's just more jarring when he hits the ball that maybe got jammed on one and it just jarred it. But it's a very odd or freak accident for anything like that as far as, fracturing a hamate bone.
I've played that game, Operation, lots of times. They never had that bone.
There's no hamate bone. There's the hip bone. There's the femur. But, there's no hamate bone.
Okay, fair enough.
The metatarsals are right below the hamate bone.
There you go. Same to you. Let us move on to Nick Castellanos. The Philadelphia Phillies said, take a hike. So he is going to be on the market. Laz, I'll go to you on this. Is that a guy? What?
I mean, Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll.
Corbin Carroll. All right, that's one story. But I think the bigger story today is the reliever they signed.
Oh, Sewald's back.
I love that guy.
He's even older than Castellanos.
But seriously, I mean, I hear it on the update earlier today, and I'm like, dude, he's one of the better relievers that's ever come through here in the last decade.
He was one of the better.
How long ago was it?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. 2 years
I mean, that's like you haven't changed your underwear that long.
Here's the thing. and hey, Puck's not going to be back for a while. Martinez not going to be back for a while.
I think it's a great hire.
I would agree, Ryan. I think
it cost him anything, $1.5 million.
Yeah, that's it.
He had a 4.75 ERA last year.
Hello.
Over many innings, so he was getting shelled pretty often.
You got it.
So I don't know, man.
So Ginkel over Sewald
hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Closer. I would agree with that, but if you need another experienced arm, he really struggled that last half of the year he was here. But, I mean, hey, why not? Hey, see what he does in spring training. If he's still got it, fine. If not, they'll let him go. They'll release him.
He'll be
Yeah, but
more like a
last year
sixth
he
inning
was
guy.
with Cleveland.
Yeah.
He was with Detroit. He had a shoulder injury. I mean, you can't look at last year's 4.58 and say, okay, he's done. When just a few years ago he was.
didn't say
he
done.
was. Well, you make it sound like he's so old.
Well, I didn't say that he was done, but after what happened to him last year, I'm not sold that I'm not as excited about it as, say, you are.
I think
I'll take any relievers they could get.
Well, I was just going to say.
There, I need depth.
And that's what I
More
said.
guys are going to get hurt.
That's what I
Yeah.
just said. With Puck on the shelf, Martinez on the shelf.
Yeah.
You got Ginkel.
Yeah.
But as far as a closer, but he did that last year. He was here. He was really getting lit up.
He was.
He got lit up. He lost a lot on his fastball, his movement. They talked about the only thing he's lost was his movement, but he was all that and then some when he was hot. Now, if they can bring him in, he can recapture some of that. And if he's not, then they'll let him go before the season starts.
I think he's going to be
good with
fine.
that.
I think they need bodies.
Well, they do.
If they've learned anything over the last few years is they need some depth. And, you got the Taylor Clark guy they brought in, the trade that they did with the kid from Baltimore. I mean, they're making some minor moves. Again, I think they need not just bodies, but guys that have some experience.
I think you got to remember now.
Get him for 3-4 months. If he's good enough for 2-3 months, we'll take it.
Okay.
I mean, what's the average distance of a pitcher these days on a team with the Diamondbacks?
Well, he could be a good insurance policy if they figure he's got
If it pans out.
If he still has it in spring ball, I
Yeah.
think they'll have a good idea whether he can recapture what he had.
I think it's more than a flyer. It's more than a flyer.
Okay.
You think
Yeah,
they'll
I mean,
commit
they
to him?
led the league in blown saves or lost leads after the 7th inning last year.
Yeah,
If
they
they were
did.
just league average, they would have been a playoff team.
But-
So
but
any arm helps back
If
there.
Paul's decent, put him at 7.
Okay.
Put him at 8.
7th or 8th.
Just to get
8th will be the
through an
latest he'll
inning.
go. I think he'll be a
Yeah.
6th, 7th inning guy.
That's their biggest challenge, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
They're worst in the league. 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
All right.
I love it.
All right.
Who cares about the Phillies?
You
Well, got Pete Fairbanks, too.
Philly,
That's a big pickup. Pete Fairbanks is a great reliever from
Yeah.
Tampa Bay. He'll help a
All
lot.
right. Quickly about Castellanos, just so would they take a flyer on him? Would they
Yeah.
put the D-backs?
Why not?
look
He
at?
could be a veteran presence in the locker room. He has a great bat. It was under average last year. The problem is he was, by Baseball Savant, the worst right fielder defensively in the league last year. And the reason Philly let him go is because they signed Adolis Garcia over
They
there, so
did.
they didn't really need him anymore. And they didn't want to pay him that $20 million. But he'll help a clubhouse wherever he goes, and he'll get picked up rather quickly.
Yeah, he's not going to be around.
No.
I mean, he's going to get picked up quick.
Yeah.
I don't think it really matters what the Diamondbacks do.
You think this is one of those years you
Dodgers are going to roll this year.
Well, they are. Yeah.
They're the best I've seen them on paper or heard anything about them in the last 6-7 years with all the things that they have done. I mean, Hernandez is back, and they're just signing guys.
They got Tucker.
Muncy.
Tucker
I mean,
got
come
picked
on.
up.
They're. How do you compete with that?
You can't.
There really is nobody. The
only
only
team that can is the Yankees financially.
and the thing
And
you look
the
at
Mets.
with the Dodgers, they stay healthy. Yes, they should cruise all the way through. I'm going to be very excited to see the use of Ohtani this year.
Yeah.
Healthy arm, healthy bat, healthy. How much they play him in pitcher, how much they DH him, how much they put him in right field. I mean, talk about a great problem to have. Excuse me. The use of having Ohtani, and then you got Tucker, and you got Mookie. You go on and on and on. And then we talk about bullpens. They've got arms in the bullpen, their rotation. So, yeah, it's like the over-under. Is it 102 games that they win for this Dodgers team?
I think I saw that, yes.
Yeah, I saw the over-under was, I think, 102. But once again, who can compete, who can step up. We saw the Padres compete there for a while until their pitching ran out. But as far as bats are concerned and pitching, I think as far as the National West, I got to believe it's the Padres. I really do. That can push them. National League, Phillies, they'll be right up there. As far as anything else,
I think
I can't think of any.
the Atlanta Braves rebound. They had so many injuries last year. They were similar to the Diamondbacks. I could see the Braves rebounding. But look, the Dodgers is what Roc just said. They have command of the National League, and it's not going to go away anytime soon.
So the straw that broke the CBA's back, the Tucker signing.
Yep.
So I just hope that there's no lockout next year, which there probably will be.
There will be.
It won't be a strike. It'll be a lockout by the owners.
Yep.
The owners will say, okay, you don't report, we're going to lock you out. And then hope at that point they negotiate with the players union. Was it Tony Clark is now the rep for the players union to see what they can come to, some kind of agreement. But do you think the ownership group of the Dodgers and the Phillies and the Yankees and those that spend the money are going to want to participate in any kind of a cap one way or the other? I mean, they could resolve it, but I think it's going to be a long time. And I hope they get resolved within the first month of regular season.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't see that. I think they're going to be in for a long one. I also believe that the owners will try to push for some sort of salary cap, and that's why it'll go on and on and on. And we might even get the summer before there's any movement as far as
I think the money. I disagree. I think there's too much money in baseball with the television contracts.
Yeah,
they're not going to be able. They're going to be pissed. They have advertisers that aren't going to be able to advertise.
That's right.
It won't go that long.
And
there's too much money at stake.
If the
We've
players
said that before, and it has.
Money's never been like this. They weren't billion-dollar contracts.
I would be.
When was the last strike? Early 90s?
94.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, that's 30 years ago.
Remember that? They missed the World Series and everything.
They did.
I mean, I'll never forget this. Matt Williams was on pace. He had 34 home runs when they striked, and he would have had a chance at that point. And then that was it. First at World Series was the 94. I don't know if it was a lockout or strike, whatever it was, but the season ended.
Yep.
But the commissioner at the time, Major League Baseball, said they will never see that again. So if it happens next year, when does it happen? In January of next year? February, pitchers and catchers report. February 11th, typically, of every year. Does it before that? During that? Interesting to see what the owners do if the players don't show up. And if the players don't show up, do we get into replacement mode like we did during that 94 period for a time being? That's another avenue they're going to take a look at too.
All right, nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. It starts at 3 o'clock and it goes on till 6. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon, top shelf spirits over ice balls, local craft beers, and those famous 29 degree drafts. You can pair it all with some scratch-made bites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play around. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and scenic views. All right, this is maybe today, maybe even tomorrow, the last we could talk about Super Bowl 60, as we have some interesting facts that I want to share regarding the Patriots were all white, something they have never done in a Super Bowl. How'd that work out for them? How about Seattle trailing for just 1 minute and 35 seconds the entire postseason? Amazing. It's that kind of stuff we'll have for you next. It's all wild facts from Super Bowl 60. This is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN Radio, on FM at 98.7 HD-2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
Join us for the President's Day weekend sale at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Don't miss incredible deals like 25% off all clearance apparel, 20% off all clearance bags and shoes, and top-line Prior Gen Callaway tailor-made Bridgestone golf balls now $44.99 per dozen. Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for the President's Day weekend sale. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Ford trucks and SUVs move the people who move this nation from job sites to open roads. And this President's Day, our Desert Ford dealers salute them. Yep, Paul Calvisi here. Hey, let's put some presidents back in our wallets, because right now it's the perfect time to bring home a brand new Ford, like the 2025 Ford F-150 truck, where every detail matters, from powerful engines to smart tech. And you know what's smart? When we get 3.9% APR financing right now for 72 months plus $2,000 cash back on a 2025 Ford F-150 XLT. SUV, hey, we recently bought a new Explorer. Now there's a 2026 Ford Explorer with 6 available models. And even better, get 3.9% financing for 60 months plus $1,000 cash back on a 2026 Ford Explorer. It's the Ford President's Day sales event, but it all ends February 16th at our Desert Ford dealers. Just click buyfordnow.com.
It's Thursday. Welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Phoenix, located at 21st Street in Camelback. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
We'll do it. Seattle reigns above them all in the NFL. The Seahawks, Super Bowl champions for the second time. All right, after Super Bowl 60, I ventured out into the internet in search of some trivia and some interesting facts on Super Bowl 60. And here's what I came up. The Seahawks were a 4.5-point favorite coming into the game, and they broke a streak of underdogs winning 3 straight Super Bowls. That make sense?
The Seahawks
were favored.
Yeah.
The last 3 were won by underdogs.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Got it.
The Patriots were wearing white jerseys and white pants, and that's a combination they've never worn in a Super Bowl. What's even more odd, Tom Brady didn't wear all white in front of 100 million people, did he?
No, they had the silver or blue pants.
Yeah.
No, they did.
Over the past 22 years, including this year, the team wearing white has gone 16-6, and they've now lost 3 straight.
Interesting. Well, they still have a winning record if you're in white.
It's not going to say the last one they won was in white against Seattle.
Yeah.
And you think of the first, they lost the Packers in white their first time. No, the first 85 they lost in white. No, they wore their home jerseys there. The Bears won the away jersey. So you look at that. It's all about. It's not about the.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're just making it up.
No. The Bears had the home uniforms on. They had their way on, and then the
way on.
Their away jerseys on.
Like a Waymo?
No, not Waymo. So the Pats first one they had.
I'm trying to say white.
Dark jerseys.
Yeah, he is.
Second one white.
Black and white.
Third, yeah, majority of them have been the white.
White.
Yeah, the white.
Seahawks, of course, were winning 9-0 heading into halftime, which means that teams are now 0-15 in Super Bowl history when scoreless at the half.
Wow. Makes sense. Tough to come back.
I was wondering even if they were going to score, to be honest.
I think we all did.
Yeah.
With that defense, that pass rush.
Number 4, the Seahawks only trailed for 1 minute 35 seconds in the entire postseason. That's the 5th least amount of time trailing by any Super Bowl champion, and it hasn't been done in 35 years.
Wow. So I'm going to say the last time was the Bears, maybe?
85 Bears?
Yeah, 85 Bears, not trailing.
I think this might be better of a stat. Seahawks are the first Super Bowl champion to go their entire postseason run without committing a turnover.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
That out of all the stats,
yep,
no turnover is truly amazing. And not to have the turnover in the Super Bowl, but that playoff run, that's a stat that'll live forever.
The Seahawks went 11-0 across the entire season when scoring first.
Makes
Regular
sense.
season and postseason. They're the only team this season to go unbeaten when scoring first.
I think Ernest Jones said, if we score first,
F you.
Well,
yeah, he did say that.
Yeah. He was like, hey, we've got a good chance of winning if we score first, because that's what they relied on their defense that much.
Sam Darnold has become the first quarterback to win a Super Bowl after playing for at least
5 different teams. He was with the Vikings, of course, last year, and they passed on bringing him back. He started out with the Jets. Then where, boys?
Carolina.
Then where?
San Francisco.
San Fran.
There you go. There's your 5.
So.
It's a pretty good bar stat.
Yeah, it is.
It is, yeah.
You know, talk about perseverance and endurance. And you watch this kid with all this going on, you go, he's remained pretty calm, pretty even-keeled through it all. And I don't think there's anything he has not been with it. But the commonality was, I just believed in myself. I figured sooner or later I'd get my shot again, and he definitely did.
So some people were surprised that the Seahawks and Patriots ended up in this Super Bowl, but this is the first matchup where both teams ranked in the top 4 of the regular season scoring offense and regular scoring defense.
That's rare.
Yeah.
That's very rare.
That's why it's the first time.
That's
today.
it.
Very good.
I'm saying.
Glad you're listening.
Yeah.
All right. The Patriots were appearing in their 12th Super Bowl, the most of any franchise. In fact, no other team has more than 8 appearances. New England was looking for its 7th Super Bowl, which would, of course, have passed the Steelers for most all time, but of course it wasn't meant to be. Overall, the Patriots are 6-6 in Super Bowls.
Just goes to show you got a great organization. Great things get you to the Super Bowl.
So Patriots, you assholes, they've lost more Super Bowls than any other team.
Well, they've been there the most. That's why.
12 times.
You guys are on your game today. All right, number 10, a lot of football fans are caught in the middle and watch the Super Bowl without rooting for either team. If you were literally or physically halfway between Seattle and Foxborough, Massachusetts, where would you be? What state?
Ooh.
If you could say the town, I'll buy you dinner for a year.
Oh man, I'm gonna say.
So if you were literally
in Seattle,
physically halfway
okay,
between Seattle and Foxborough, Massachusetts, you'd be in what town and state?
I'll say Ames, Iowa.
I'll say I was going to go Des Moines, Iowa. I'll go Kansas City, Kansas.
Fergus Falls, Minnesota. You guys know where that is?
No. I have no idea where Fergus Falls
is that where Bemidji State plays? At Fergus Falls?
No, they play in Bemidji.
No, I know that, Jimmy.
So there you have it.
Okay.
You know, you look at all the fun facts from this Super Bowl, and you talk about the team leading at halftime, the other team shut out. I was like you, Jimmy. I'm like, can the Pats just make a game of this? Can they just get some first downs?
Yeah.
What were there, like 95 punts in the game after it's all said and done?
They couldn't do squat against that Seattle defense.
And I really believe that arm issue with Drake May really bothered him, even though he took the shot. His motion didn't look good. And I think the way Josh McDaniels called plays had a lot to do with it.
Okay.
You didn't see him go down the field till the second half.
Yeah.
He missed some easy throws early on. So did Sam Darnold. But he missed a couple of easy ones, and then he threw a couple across the middle that kind of floated on him. The one throw on the dig route that was caught in between like 5 defensive backs, that was one of those just throw it up, see what happens because in desperation.
Right.
But you could tell he just wasn't cutting it loose like he typically did.
We'll talk some Arizona Wildcat basketball coming up in about 8 minutes. But former UCLA Bruin and Charlotte Hornet, Amari Bailey, who only played 1 year for the Bruins, and then later he appeared in 10 NBA games. Last night was at GCU on an official recruiting visit.
Yep, saw that.
To play for the Antelopes as they lost to New Mexico. And I guess GCU aggressively pitched Bailey to play next season. And Bailey says this isn't a stunt. He's serious about returning. The only problem is the NCAA already said they will not grant him eligibility. So if he wants to play, let me finish. If he wants to play, he will need to file a lawsuit. Yep. He would have to win in court to override the NCAA rules, which is a major hurdle. But it's possible. I mean, it's very possible. He played 1 season there, was not that great, 11 points.
Yeah.
4 boards. He was drafted in the second round. Go ahead, Jimmy. You got to talk. You just want to.
No, I was just
Let
going
him
to
finish,
follow
Jimmy.
up. I was.
Damn it.
He was finishing. I was just going to follow up.
You were going to finish
that they already had a case with a player for Alabama who was initially declared eligible, suit filed, went to court, and then he lost. So he is off the Alabama team. And it goes to just exactly what you said.
Yeah, I would have guessed his name
will
is
have
Charles Bedico.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
Yeah, okay.
He would have allowed me to finish my story.
Hey, go right ahead.
I got to bring content to the show,
That's
and
fine.
I
You
thought this
always
was a
do.
good story.
It is.
Should we suspend him for tomorrow?
Oh, it'd be great.
Yeah, let's do that.
Sounds good to me.
But the thing is, you think about this, guys. Okay, NIL, quasi-professionalism at the college level. Guy goes to
Bring
pro
it back.
ball.
Who cares?
You know, and I say it's like, is
It's
it like,
already corrupt.
You know what it sounds like to me?
Right, Jimmy? I mean, it's corrupt.
It is
Do you
corrupt.
care if he comes back?
I don't care.
What it sounds like to me is it could turn into, okay, college sports will be the minor leagues.
Get paid more.
And then you go to the NBA or NFL, depending. And let's say this, and then all of a sudden, well, you get sent down. You can sign a college contract. So it's like minor league baseball.
You would have to have eligibility still left.
Exactly. I get that, eligibility. But I mean, it's kind of going that way. If the NCAA approves this or he wins this court case, it could be, okay, it's not working out. In the NBA, I've got some eligibility left. I can come down and play. I mean, it could go back and forth as a minor league situation to go to a major league club. I mean, I could see that happening is what it sounds like. These guys wanting to come back. Hell, if you're getting 9 years in college football.
I know, like that guy from.
Who's to say what's next?
All of us would love to go back to college. I mean, why not?
I'd do one more year.
I mean, obviously, he's not getting paid whatever he's doing now. It's like, let's make it a shot. But it has been, 3 years that he played?
Yes.
Or was drafted. So,
but
you can get ready in a year.
It hasn't there been the G League situation that if you don't go play with them, that there's a chance for you to come back to college. I think that's impressive.
I don't know the rules. I have no clue.
I've given up on the rules because I think the NCAA changes as they see fit to see. Grant a player in his 9th year, and then to have this situation maybe come back. It's like, all right, it's all fair level. Let's just professionalize everything.
They have no teeth, none whatsoever. They're just a joke.
But why? Why couldn't they put their foot down?
Because
they're a governing body.
They are. They had a chance to do it when they opened Pandora's box with NIL and also with the transfer portal, and they refused to take steps to curb it.
They didn't open it; it happened without it, and they got an antitrust violation from Congress and the Supreme Court. So they went above and beyond them. So they should have tried to control when they knew got wind of what was going on. I mean,
all right, Arizona season, perfect season that is over. Of course, they lost to Kansas the other day. They dropped out at being the Big 12 favorite status now. Now they face the toughest remaining schedule in the conference. Is this just a bump in the road or a shift in the race? Ryan Hansen, one of the main voices of Arizona basketball, will join us next right after. Who's got this update?
Connor.
Connor has got a ESPN Radio 620 update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Connor Collins. The Cardinals are still working through their defensive coordinator search as they bring in the Seattle Seahawks defensive pass game coordinator, Carl Scott, for an interview. Over in baseball, the D-backs lock in right-hander Paul Sewald for a 1-year major league deal to strengthen the bullpen. And the NBA has made it official that Suns forward Dylan Brooks draws a 1-game suspension after a 16 technical foul in Wednesday's loss to OKC. That means he'll end up sitting out February 19th against the Spurs in Austin after the All-Star break. This ESPN 620 Sports Center update is powered by Twin Peaks, 5 Valley locations, and your go-to for scratch-made game day bites. Try the new baked pretzel with Chipotle queso, the double-stacked nachos topped with brisket, or the smokestack burger loaded with smoked brisket and barbecue sauce. Cold beer, wall-to-wall sports, Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views. Ryan Hansen joins the guys next.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Hey, every Tuesday at 2 o'clock, make sure you're locked in for the Lopes Report, powered by Global Credit Union, on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B right here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. Each week, the guys are talking GCU athletics, the playmakers, the coaches, and the people building one of the fastest rising programs in the country. And if you miss it live, we've got you covered. Every Lopes Report is posted on the Arizona Sports app and the guys' social platforms. The Lopes Report, Tuesdays at 2, powered by Global Credit Union. When tragedy strikes, the impact is immediate and devastating. That's when the 100 Club of Arizona steps in, providing financial assistance, guidance, and emotional support to the families of public safety officers injured or killed in the line of duty. They also invest in mental health resources, injury prevention, and scholarships for the children of first responders. Every day, Arizona's public safety professionals put their lives on the line. The 100 Club of Arizona has their back. Learn more at 100club.org.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplummingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Phoenix, located at 21st Street in Camelback. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
Folks, you Nation voters, keep an eye on that kid.
All right, tough one for the Cats as they fall at Allen Fieldhouse to number 9 Kansas Jayhawks, 82-78. But the bigger picture now is CBS Sports Model no longer lists Arizona as a favorite to win the Big 12. Houston has taken that spot mainly because 5 of the next 6 include Texas Tech, BYU, Kansas again, Iowa State, and Houston. Arizona may still be number 1 nationally, but the Big 12, that's a gauntlet. It is real. Joining us now to talk about the Cats, Ryan Hansen, color analyst for Arizona. Ryan, during this game, did the loss expose a weakness, or you were there, or was it simply just Allen Fieldhouse being Allen Fieldhouse?
I think it's a little bit of both. I wouldn't use the phrase exposed, but Arizona definitely gave up a lot of offensive rebounds and a lot of physicality in the paint where typically they've dominated points in the paint. Arizona was +2 points in the paint, +2 on the glass. You know, typically you're seeing much larger gaps there. So when Arizona's strength was kind of matched by Kansas from a physicality standpoint. So are other teams able to do that? Some teams just don't have the horses. So you can say, yeah, we're going to try to be tough, but if you don't have the horses, you may not be able to get that done. But let's get real. And you heard the quotes from Bill Self post-game. Bill Self said that's the loudest he's ever been a coach of Kansas in Allen Fieldhouse was Monday night. Well, I'll take the words straight from him. Allen Fieldhouse was rocking. And it's an amazing place to watch a college basketball game.
Ryan, when the big picture here, this is going to sound a little awkward, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Is this loss actually good timing instead of maybe getting punched right before March?
I couldn't agree more with you. You think about what do you learn from the most? You learn really from losses. Do you learn the same from a close win where you gave some points down the stretch to BYU, but you still won the game? Did you learn enough from that situation? Are you learning from other, issues that creep up well, you still won, so you know what these guys are. They're 19 to 22-year-old kids. I think this is a great chance to re-energize. But I think where you're headed with this concept is, are you going to let the loss on Monday be a hangover that hurts you on Saturday? Because let's get real, the gauntlet you laid out is for real. Texas Tech could come into McHale Center and sneak in and get a win if Arizona's hung over from that loss. So what does Arizona do to bounce back? Do you go after 50-50 balls with the same sense of urgency that you needed to win a top-level game? Are you dominant in the paint like you've been? Are you going to step up, in other words, and defend your basket better than what you did on Monday so that you don't let the one loss creep into now two, and then you start questioning yourself and confidence starts to go, wait a minute, maybe we aren't as good as we thought. You need to play with that swagger.
So, Ryan, I think the other question is, I think you alluded to it, not being able to match the physicality of KU. Does Tommy Lloyd take that and say, look, they're all saying we're a finesse team. We need to match the physicality. Is that the next challenge for this U of A team, to take that on and be as physical as they have to be if they get into another, I call it a bullfight in the ring, like a KU or anybody else like that?
Yeah, I'm more of let's look at the big picture. So in 24 Arizona games, they've been the bully in 23 of the 24. And by the way, they've played some pretty stiff competition. So I'm not going to believe that they are a soft team. I think in that moment, in stretches of the game, I thought Arizona punked Kansas, to be frankly honest. There was moments and stretches where it appeared Arizona was in control of the game, up double digits. And then down the stretch, maybe, I don't want to say wilted, but definitely succumbed to the pressure. Maybe they had some fatigue and weren't able to respond at the end. And there were some players that didn't perform to the level or anywhere near to the productivity that you have seen Jaden Bradley produce and Koa Pete, where I've been on the air with you guys. We've talked about it. Man, Jaden Bradley's been a closer for Arizona in a number of games. He missed a lot of shots that he normally would make. And I'm not saying that wasn't Kansas's defense that contributed to it, because they absolutely did. But that's why I don't sound the alarm bells that, oh, my gosh, now there's a question around Arizona's softness. I just think it's a matter of rechecking themselves to say, no, we are the physical team. Let's just go out and prove it again.
I'd agree with that as well, too. It's like Monday Night Football when you have that game on ESPN, college basketball Monday night. I mean, the whole world is watching these two games. And you look at Burries and Karchenikov, you look at those two freshmen, I would have to say they're literally on the map of college basketball after Monday night if they weren't before.
Yeah, those guys are unfallible at this point. I'm not saying that Burries won't have an off night, but did he not look as comfortable as any freshman you've seen in the road environment of Allen Fieldhouse? He was comfortable scoring at all three levels, never really got sped up. It was some of his senior teammates that seemed like the ones that got a little bit rattled. And then Ivan Karchenkov just continues to show the experience that he has had under his belt overseas just sets him up for these moments. He's used to hostile environments, playing in the German professional leagues. He has grown up in that, and that is absolutely helped him. Now, he also is kind of wired that way. I think he enjoys the environment that he played in, and clearly those two guys put us in position to win the game.
Ryan Hansen's our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. I have a two-parter for you, pal. Just you and I talking here now. First part, it is Kribas who is dominating down low on the block in the first half. Second half, it seemed like they went away from him. I want to pick your brain on that. Secondly, I know that when they do the switches at the top of the circle and Kribas is out there, can you please tell him to move his feet and not try to hip check everybody so he gets a foul 30 feet away from the basket? I'll hang up and listen.
I love that, Jimmy B. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Thanks for joining the program. Jimmy, you're right. Mo Kribas in stretches of that game and throughout the season has been one of the most dominant big men on the offensive side of the floor. He's been an incredibly good rim protector, and boy, in stretches, he did a great job for us. But Flory Badunga, in his own right, has a different skill set, a little bit more athletic, more of a pogo stick, where Mo Krivas has the size and the length to be able to contend with him for stretches. But when Mo gets put out in space, you are absolutely right. He needs to recognize when is time to just back off and when is it time to really hard hedge on that ball screen 35 feet from the rim, because he's more mobile than he was 2 years ago when he came on campus, but that's still not his strength, is mobility 35 feet from the rim, and got to be protective of those fouls, because come second half, you need him on the floor and you need him in that aggressive mode. When Mo gets his back to the basket and can make quick, decisive moves, he's a load. When he starts fumbling with the ball and kind of dribbling around and not really aggressive and assertive, he's kind of a liability on that low block for Arizona. So he's still learning. And you're right. He's a key to Arizona's offense.
So, Ryan, when you look at the gambit starting Saturday night, your next 7 games, you got 16th ranked, 22nd ranked, 3rd ranked, 9th ranked, 5th ranked, your last 7 games. In Tommy Lloyd's mind, is that the NCAAs have started, business as usual, or let's batten down the hatches? Where's that mantra for this team the next 7 games?
I think I look at February as a moving month, and I'm stealing this from the great CBS analyst Clark Kellogg. He always talks about February. You're either moving in the right direction or you're moving in the wrong direction. And sometimes losses doesn't mean you're moving in the wrong direction if you can auto-correct and make some adjustments from game to game. And the reality is if Arizona loses 1 or 2 more of these games, 3 of them, I don't think the season is lost. As long as they're competitive, they're making improvements. These are going to be games that come down to the end. And you look at Texas Tech, best 2-man game in all of college basketball with Christian Anderson and JT Toppin. AJ Devonsa comes to McHale Center for his one and only appearance in McHale in the next game. You don't think he's going to be ready and out for blood to avenge the loss at the Marriott Center. Then you go to Houston, where no one has been able to cure what Kelvin Sampson has got going on. And then, oh, by the way, fast forward, and you've got Iowa State coming to McHale Center. You think that group doesn't want to avenge what happened a year ago with the Caleb Love 3-quarter court Hail Mary that put it into overtime. So you've got a lot on writing, but I think Arizona, as long as they're competitive and improving and making corrections, even if they take some losses, they will be moving in the right direction towards March.
Ryan, thank you as always, buddy. Appreciate you. Good luck this week. And you pick out a special shirt or a tie or anything with ESPN Game Day being there this week?
You know, luckily for me, I get to go quarters in, just like the coaches on the bench, and get to come in and roll in whenever. But, yeah, ESPN College Game Day does kind of ratchet up the energy level in the building. And before I go, thank you. I'm glad Jimmy B joined the call. I was worried that you guys had offed him after our last call, and he and I had the one-on-one convo. So glad to hear you're all 3 together.
Well, he pays us to do the show.
Yeah, and he almost got suspended the last segment, so he's lucky he's with us this afternoon.
We're keeping him up with extra coffee and Red Bull, so he's good.
I love it. I love it, boys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me on.
Appreciate it. Yeah, always. That's Ryan Hansen joining us, of course, coach, University of Arizona radio analyst. UA Rhino is his X handle. You can follow him there. Advanced Golf Shop, serving golfers since 1983. They're in Tucson as well and the Phoenix area. Their unprecedented service, custom club fitting is the cornerstone of their business throughout the Southwest. They look forward to serving your golfing needs today. So just check out fansgolfshops.com. All right, it's time to take on one of the gorgeous Twin Peaks girls here at the Camelback location. Got a $25 gift card on the line. Get you some beers and some great food. Be caller number 5 at 602-230-0620, 230-0620. What we're looking for today is what we just talked about. Who's going to win Texas Tech at Arizona, Kansas at Iowa State, and on Saturday night, GCU at San Jose State. We were going to do some NBA All-Star 3-point stuff, but weren't sure the girls are up on the NBA All-Star weekend festivities in Los Angeles, but we'll stick with GCU and San Jose State. So that's what we'll need you to give Connor as you compete against one of the young ladies here. They're 32-16. Yeah, 32-16. So that's next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN Radio Phoenix on FM at 98.7 HD2 and always on the Arizona Sports app.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with a perfect plan to ensure everyone's well fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
Hey, it's Gambo, and I'm here with Stuart Willis, the president of Asset Preservation, Wealth, and Tax. Stuart, I know so many people that retired, they worked so hard, they built up that nest egg, and then they don't realize that they're going to get hit on taxes, even on Social Security. How do you help people like that?
Well, here's the thing. I think you're absolutely right. Number one, Social Security tax comes by surprise. People almost always owe money their first year in retirement because they never thought Social Security is taxable. That's why it's important to have a financial plan that includes a tax plan. And how do you do that? You have tax efficient or tax-free retirement in retirement, not just all those 401ks and IRAs. And there's tons of solutions there.
As long as I've worked with you, you have always said it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you're able to keep. If you want a great plan going forward, call Stuart Willis from Asset Preservation, Wealth, and Tax at 602-877-PLAN or go to assetpreservationwealth.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, and SEC Registered Investment Advisor.
Are you ready? It's your weekly chance to challenge one of the beautiful girls from Twin Peaks. It's Peaks Picks. The Twin Peaks girls are the essential ingredient to the perfect lodge experience. Each week, our girl next door Twin Peaks contestant takes on an ESPN 620 listener for 3 games. Get the most picks right. Win a $25 man card for one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations: Scottsdale, Phoenix, Glendale, Tempe, and Deer Valley. Now, time for Peaks Picks.
All right, we're at the Phoenix location, a.k.a. on Camelback. We like to call it the Camelback location. Frankie joins us here. Frankie, how long have you been working at Twin Peaks?
I've been at Twin Peaks for like 4.5 years.
You've been here a while.
Yes,
at
I
this
love
location?
it. Yes, sir.
And when are you normally here?
I'm here almost, I think 90% of the time I'm here almost every day.
Is it day or night? You
Both.
Do a little bit of
I'll
both?
do doubles.
Oh,
yeah,
you
so
make
you'll
some money.
catch me. Yeah, you'll catch me all the time.
All
the
right,
time
so
I'm
Frankie's here a lot. So if you're in the area, 16th Street, right around, or 20th Street and Camelback. All right, this is how it works. We're going to give you 3 games. You're competing against Ricky and Tempe. If Ricky wins, he's going to get a $25 gift card from Twin Peaks, and he'll have to come visit you with the gift card so he can spend money with you. If you win, you get to just pat on the back. All right? Is that all right?
That sounds amazing.
All right, first one, Texas Tech is going to be down in Tucson to face the Arizona Wildcats, and that is a big deal because ESPN Game Day is going to be there. So that's something you see in football. You see Game Day before the big football game.
Right.
Well, they're taking their show on the road down to Tucson for this game. Who do you think's going to win this?
Obviously Arizona.
Oh,
always,
obvious.
all day, every day.
All right, there you
Thanks.
go. All right, CC, who's Ricky going with?
Yeah, it looks like Ricky also went with Arizona in that game.
All right, perfect.
All right, Frankie, the second game, Kansas is at Iowa State. Both these teams are top-ranked teams at Iowa State. That's Saturday night game. So who do you like in this? You like the Jayhawks or the Cyclones?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go for Iowa only because I don't know too much. Just besides Caitlin Clark played over there at one point.
Okay.
So yeah, I was like, so I know they create legends over there. Okay.
Legend. In that state of Iowa. All right. So how about
Ricky?
Yeah.
Ricky went with Kansas in that matchup there.
KU. Okay. All right. Last game. Grand Canyon University is going to be at San Jose State on Saturday night. I need to know what team's going to win and what the score is going to be.
GCU is gonna win, and the score is gonna be. My prediction is gonna be 107 to 110.
Big scoring game there.
I hope, yeah. I have faith in GCU. I'm an Arizona lover.
All right.
So I gotta
love
have faith.
it. We love it. All right, CC.
Ricky went a little bit lower there. He did take GCU still, but he went 64-58.
64.
Defensive battle or a shootout? One of the two is going to break out.
All right, tell us. You've been here 4.5 years, so you know what goes on. So what goes on here on Thursdays? What kind of specials on Thursdays?
We have our 650 22-ounce Blue Moon.
Okay.
And then we'll also have $6 22-ounce Coors Lights. And then our 650 Mother Row Tower Station as well.
All right.
And always 29 degrees and cold.
Always. And happy hour starts at?
3 p.m.
It runs till?
Till 6.
Till 6.
And then we have reverse happy hour from 9 till closing.
Nice. Okay. So a little reverse
Sounds
happy
like
hour.
a veteran to me. She's got a
Yeah. Good stuff. So all weekend long is here at Twin Peaks Camelback, and you're here all the time.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Frankie, thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Frankie.
Appreciate
Thank
that,
ya.
Frankie. Again, no one does happy hour better than Twin Peaks going on, as she just mentioned, till 6 o'clock for first happy hour at 3. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon, top shelf spirits over ice balls, local craft beers, and those famous 29-degree drafts. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and scenic views.
You know, this Arizona team, they're on either ESPN, ABC, or ESPN2 the last 7 games. So they're front and center for the nation to see. And when you talk about the gauntlet, Tech this weekend, BYU, we slipped down to 22, and then Houston. And then you got KU coming in, then you got Iowa State coming in. I will say this, at least a lot of these big games are going to be home versus the Cats will have that home court advantage. That's going to be something that I think would be part of their advantage. But you got, and you know, they've always been on the map, but it's going to be prime time, you know, especially when you got Saturday ABC with these U of A Wildcats front and center. And I thought what Ryan Hansen said too is, you know what, as long as you're moving forward, even in a loss, I thought it was interesting, you're still getting yourself ready for the tournament. Obviously the Big 12 tournament, and then working your way into the NCAAs as far as getting on a roll, staying hot, and staying consistent. But I'll tell you what, they'll be doing it in front of America with all these primetime games on ESPN, ESPN2, and ABC on top of it all.
I find interesting that people are so concerned that they're going to drop out of maybe the number one seed.
That didn't make sense to me. A lot of that verbiage out there. Well, you know, they couldn't handle KU.
CBS already, well, they didn't drop them, but they feel that they put them ahead of Houston.
Yeah, I mean, I
in
think
the conference.
Right. And
so if they're going to move them out of the conference, wouldn't that mean that they may move
Well,
out of number one?
I can tell you right now, being a former voter, that if
wait.
I never knew that.
What? You make up stuff every week. There's something new we find out about you.
You were a voter.
You were a voter as a little TV guy.
Yeah, AP voter. Yeah.
Since when?
Like 15 years I was.
Thank you, Connor.
I don't have to tell you everything.
Well,
about
but
it.
I would say when we're talking about polls,
Yeah, you would have said
You
something.
would have said something. How long? So we've been on 3 stations together?
Yeah.
You've been at
2
least
or
what?
3?
Yeah, at least 6, 7 years. That's the first time we've heard you were a voter.
That it came up.
We had no idea we had somebody with such clout
No,
over the years.
we've had discrepancies on votes. Don't you think you would have stepped to say, hey, as a former voter, here's what I think.
It never came up before that I remember. The point that I was going to make before I was so rudely interrupted is that being a former voter and knowing what takes place on the East Coast, if Michigan wins over the weekend, Michigan will be the new number one team.
Yeah.
Because they will not cast that ballot for somebody out west. It's still that East Coast buy it. Been there, seen it,
done that. I can just tell you that's the way it's going to work. And you guys made a point about playing Texas Tech. Texas Tech the other night just rolled Colorado, beat them by like 622 points. It was awful.
So Friday night, one of the biggest games in college basketball season is going to happen. The number 23 ranked Miami Redhawks are hosting the Ohio University Bobcats.
I knew where you were going.
I saw that. Battle of the Bricks is what they call it.
Wow.
So, because both schools call themselves like the Little Harvards.
Yes.
And you've been to the schools where it's a lot of brick everywhere.
There
so it's
is.
called the Battle of the Bricks. And Miami has got a 13-0 home record. They're averaging 92.7 points per game. That's huge. Last time these teams met, though, last year, Ohio won. It's going to be on ESPN.
Yep.
Come on. I mean, if
I've got that marked on my calendar. I can't wait for that one.
If Miami gets by Ohio, you got to move them up to number one. They'll be the only undefeated team.
They're 24th ranked. They're 20.
They'll be 25-0.
Yeah, they're 25. They're still 23rd ranked. I mean, you know what? Hey, the little
Mighty Mac.
Why not? Hey,
They're
why
in the
not?
back.
If they stay hot going into the tournament, they could be one of those teams. So if they go through in the MAC tournament, all that,
right?
What seed would they possibly get, Jimmy B? They said they're undefeated. They win the MAC tournament.
They're the only undefeated team.
Okay, if they made that run,
Yeah, they make the run.
Okay, my guess is they might get a 4
seed.
Yeah.
Okay,
because there are so many really, really, really good teams in the big conferences that are going to overshadow them. I'll give you another team to look at. St. Louis. The St. Louis Billikens only have one loss, and it was a buzzer beater loss. They're not getting any love either.
They'll do well in the tournament.
They will.
So what conference in your mind, Jimmy B, since you're a poll voter?
I said used to be
AP old poll voter.
I was a pole vaulter as well.
Which
we know he likes
what's yeah, he loves the poll.
I know he does.
Big 10 or Big 12? Better conference?
It's the Big 12.
Okay, so then why would Arizona drop then? If Michigan is Big 10 and they have one loss?
Well, no, because I know how the voting takes place, and
that was a long time ago.
And I understand.
A lot of new people. You may not know any of them anymore.
Maybe not. Maybe they're all dead since they're so old.
Their grandkids are voting now.
Yeah, that could be the case. It could be their great grandkids.
All right, hour number 3 is loaded. Suns at the All-Star break. We'll get into that. We got Roc's fan bites, couch dinner, 189 date nights, and some Olympic confessions. Plus, we're going to close with the Arizona Cardinals. New coach, number 3 overall pick. What's the offseason blueprint? Howard Balzer. We'll break that all down. We're out here at Twin Peaks Camelback. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Roc and Manuch with AP former poll voter Jimmy B.
This President's Day, if you're shopping for a new truck, SUV, electric vehicle, or crossover, you owe it to yourself to check out your Valley Chevy dealers during the President's Day sales event. Drive yours away this President's Day. Live life bigger in a Traverse or the roomy and dependable tracks where versatility meets agility, or the Silverado or Colorado trucks that fit your lifestyle. Don't miss out on the chance to drive yours away this President's Day. See your Valley Chevy dealers during the President's Day sales event. Going on now.
Hey everybody, Dan Bickley here, and you know what's better than buying a new television from my friends at Waltz TV and Appliance? Buying one and getting one free. And that's exactly what you'll get through the end of March. Purchase any 75-inch Samsung QLED or OLED television or larger. You will get a 43-inch Samsung television for free. Take advantage of this great offer by visiting Waltz off the I-10 in Warner, right behind the IKEA. You can always shop online at waltz.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
Looking for the perfect place to eat, drink, watch the game, and keep the night going? That's Backyard Desert Ridge. Enjoy elevated bar favorites and a killer drink menu. Catch every play on 40-plus HD TVs or 4 massive LED walls. Then challenge your friends to a game of your own. And when the game ends, the party keeps rolling with live entertainment and DJs nightly. Backyard Desert Ridge. Comfortably familiar, always exciting. We'll see you in the backyard.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and streaming live at arizonasports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
All right, loaded hour here. Get into the Suns first half breakdown. Got Roc's fan vice. Modern life is officially weird. Yes, modern life is officially weird. We'll get into some of that. We'll close out with Cardinals offseason blueprint, new coach, number 3 overall pick, free agency decisions, and how aggressive they will be. So we'll get into that. And of course, we are presented to you by the law offices of Lerner Rowe. Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. And don't forget, go in to our Twitter page, X page, Instagram, and vote for our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. But as we get into the Phoenix Suns in this hour, and they get ready for the All-Star break, 32-23. Big loss last night to Oklahoma City. I think they checked out the first half of the season on Tuesday night because it was a horrible game. Yep. Recent blowouts. But as we look at the first half of the season, the unofficial first half of the season, which concluded yesterday, success story, no question. Western Conference holding the 7th seed, outperforming just about everyone's preseason expectations. Some highlights to point out that we can discuss. One of the league's top defensive teams is good to see. They're undefeated, 15-0, when leading by 10 points at halftime. Got some notable performance. By the way, Dylan Brooks is going to get a little bit of extended time of the All-Star, so he'll miss the San Antonio game next week. Yeah. But he was, of course, named the Western Conference Player of the Week on February 2nd. Grayson Allen became the fastest player in franchise history to reach 100 three-pointers in a season. Did that in 31 games. Colin Gillespie recorded the second most three-pointers through the first 54 games of this in Suns history. That's pretty strong, too. But here we are, getting ready to kind of take a break and then reset. I think it came at a good time. And now we'll look forward to the second half. And I know as we look back, and if you look back at some notable games, and I'm putting you on a spot, we didn't discuss this, but it all started on opening night. You took care of business with the Kings. There was a little bit of expectations. And then right before Christmas, you had that big win over the Lakers. They won like 112-105. That was a pretty big divisional victory, and there was a lot of talk around that. You go into Philadelphia, and you're 20 for 20 on the free throw line, and you win that game. And then, here they are. They had a tough, rough patch right before the break, and they take care of Dallas. They were up big. They didn't let the Mavs come back because they made a great effort. But you lose yesterday. Your key starters are out. You basically had already checked out. But I think you look at this, a lot of achievements in the first half, and I think we got to give them a good B+, A- for what they've accomplished so far.
I would probably be the B+ for me. And here's why. Is because it could have been an A, but the B+ for me is Jalen Green. Because we still don't know what we have.
I agree.
Okay, so that, to me, this team has overachieved, and we didn't see it coming. We thought they were going to be more around the 500 mark and not have this winning record that they do have, despite last night's disaster against OKC. But I would probably go to the A- if I had seen it up with Jalen Green, but we haven't. And also we had a discussion on the show about when Jalen Green's on the court, the offensive fluidity slows down. And we've had a couple of people discuss that as well.
See, that's why I give them a lot more credit because of without Jalen Green, what they've done without him. And the game was kind of like, wow, this team's got something, was when they beat OKC at home, 105-103. And it was good when they came off the bench. We had 26 points. They won that game, and I went, wow, this team without Jalen Green beat OKC. They had it with a guy that came off the bench. By the way, Goodwin starting last night. But I just looked at this team and go, wow. I think it's a combination of the chemistry, it's the locker room, and coaching. And I really believe we need to give Jordan more credit than maybe the Nationals aren't. And I think a lot of that experience he had in Cleveland and with the Nets really has paid off. Because I thought, and the other thing too has surprised me, he's played so many games in so many of the games, so many of the games this year, but I think that's really starting to come to fruition. And I think he had to until Jalen Green got there. And on top of that, Grayson Allen been off and on with the knee injury. You had Devin Booker's missed several games. So I think when you have key guys like Jalen Green, Grayson Allen, Devin Booker missing key games and being able to win and be 9 games above 500 right now, I think speaks volumes of the type of players you have on that court and also the kind of chemistry that he's developing in that locker room.
What I think is interesting about this team, I think they're not dominant. They're not broken. Of course, every team has injuries. They're kind of in that middle tier of decent teams that could be dangerous down the road. So they're not going to – I don't think the expectations are going to be that high. They are for them, I'm sure.
Yes.
They're not for me.
Right.
They squeeze in the playoffs. That's what we thought going in.
Yeah.
I'm not
First-year coach.
I agree with you. I'm not like Jimmy. It's like, okay, Jalen Green, let's say these guys can stay healthy, say, for the last month of the season. Okay, so you get everybody's on the same page. You've got, okay, when Green's in or Gillespie's in, they've got all that worked out. Then I'll be anxious to see, hopefully make the playoffs, not the play-in, and see what they can do with everybody healthy and having had a chance to work out the kinks when certain guys are in the game.
We had Tim Kempton on the show yesterday, and I asked him that question about how it seems the pace slows down when he's in, and he said, yes, that has happened, but he also just said what Manuch said, and that is he hasn't been on the court long enough so that they can really assimilate him into what they like to do. And Manuch, I think you're right, but to be honest with you, I think it's going to take more than just a few weeks. I think it's going to take several weeks in order for that to be worked out and for everybody to be comfortable.
And I would agree. It's just not going to happen. I just, but also what Tim said too, that it slows down, but it's not they can't be productive.
Oh, no, I didn't say that. Yes.
Yeah, but I think that.
But their pace and tempo changes when he's on the court.
I think, and I think that, we all hope they can go deep. Probably not. And I agree with you, Roc. This is a very good middle tier team until they add some pieces to it over the next couple of years.
I put in my notes, I said that like the next 6 weeks will define whether this is a contender or just a playoff participant.
I agree with that. I agree. I think a lot of that depends on their health. I mean, hey, Mark Williams is playing back-to-back games.
He is.
I really
has to.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Too many guys hurt.
Because, well, they don't have any big guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's gonna be the challenge.
And that is going to be what we saw last night. And I talked about it. I said that Hartenstein and Holmgren are going to have their way down low on the block.
And they
Well,
did.
They did. In the first quarter, they just dominated, and the game was over. And they played limited minutes last night.
That's one of the, we saw some great shooting teams with Golden State during that era, right?
Yes, absolutely.
This might be one of the best shooting teams I've seen in a long time, too. As far as, they were 43% 3-point shooting. They were dang near 60% from the field.
They're good.
And they had everybody but SGA playing last night.
Yes.
All right, real quick, and I don't need you guys to just throw up the answer, okay? You can pick one, okay? For the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2026. Of these three, you get to pick one, okay? Amari Stoudemire, Kevin Johnson, or Mike D'Antoni.
Oh, man. Wow. That's tough. I would probably go KJ.
I would go KJ as well because Stoudemire, while he was in Phoenix, was spectacular. But then when he went to New York, all the knee injuries changed everything for him. I'm going KJ.
I'll go Mike D'Antoni.
Okay.
The 7 seconds or less.
Yep.
2-time NBA Coach of the Year. Took the Suns to 4 playoff appearances in 5 seasons. Back-to-back Western Conference Finals in 05, 06. And he was an absolute stud in Italy.
Yeah,
this is not an NBA Hall of Fame. It's a basketball Hall of Fame.
It's a good choice. Good look. He was
no wrong answer.
No.
And
he was that 7 seconds or less. That was a lot of fun.
That was. I watched it.
But the problem is that you could never get him to the finals.
Yeah.
That was the only thing.
When you get hip checked, your best player into the boards and he's out.
And you got to blame Robert Sarver for allowing Joe Johnson to get away.
Get a walk. Yep.
Let him walk. That hurt that team.
All right. Excuse me. All right. Let me find. Excuse me.
You okay there, pal?
I'm really not.
Okay. I can tell you right now, when we come back, it is Roc's Manvice. I'm looking forward to this. It's always one of my favorite segments, and because there's always something interesting in this.
Why don't you read the tease?
I can do that too. But
read it.
Well, it was so long that I just didn't.
See, if you would really kind of look at some of the prep I provide for you.
Yeah.
It's, you see me write ad lib a lot.
I do.
You could have ad lib. You could have just said, I don't know. I think of all the things on everything that's in it. No, stop. Everything in there. I think the one deal I think you're going to take away from Roc's Manvice is the smart underwear tracking your farts.
Oh, damn right. That's exactly I'm in on.
You old guys love that. It's the Manuch slap, and it's like one of those things. You're watching Blazing Saddles, and
that's
the scene, around the campfire.
When you were in college, did you ever try to light them?
No.
Yeah, man.
High school, not college.
Okay, yeah.
High school.
Yeah, you guys are so much older than me. All right. That's next. Roc's Manvice.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Here's what's different about GCU. It's one of the country's biggest universities with over 360 programs shaped by industry leaders. GCU's campus ranks among the top in the nation. Most of all, GCU cares about affordability. The average federal and private loan debt for GCU undergrads is lower than the average for private nonprofit four-year universities. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu.
Join us for the President's Day weekend sale at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Don't miss incredible deals like 25% off all clearance apparel, 20% off all clearance bags and shoes, and top-line Prior Gen Callaway TaylorMade at Brickstone golf balls now $44.99 per dozen. Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for the President's Day weekend sale. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603. Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Hey y'all, I'm Kelly Clarkson. Every American dreams of creating a better life for his or her family, but in some communities, those dreams face difficult challenges. When we come together to help those in need get the same opportunities as everyone else, we truly are making our country a better place to live for all of us. So look for volunteer opportunities in your community to help others achieve the American dream, all right? This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
Do you roll like rock when it comes to romance?
What do you say we go out on a date? Some chicken, maybe some sex. You know, see what happens.
Rock searches the world for tips on dating, divorce, marriage, pop culture, and even... Yeah, here's Rock's mad advice.
60% of the time, it works every time.
All right, fellas, we do this once a week. It's only in a 2 o'clock hour. Figured move it into the 3 o'clock, reach a different audience. Today we've got modern habits, Valentine's pressure, Olympic drama, weird tech, a serious football moment, and we'll finish with pure Super Bowl craziness. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Nearly 1 in 5 people eat dinner on the couch. According to IKEA, I hate that store. No disrespect if you work there. Get trapped in there. Can't get out.
You can't get out.
And I know that's by design. Average dinner time is 6:44. Average eating time is 27 minutes. 44% eat at the kitchen table. 34% at the dining room table. 25% at the living room table. 18%, which is me, eat at the couch. 4% eat standing, and 4% eat in bed. Gen Z, twice as likely to eat in bed.
Bed?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. And we do the, I sit on my chair and I got the tray table. Lori's on the couch with the tray table,
We
watching
didn't ask.
TV.
We didn't. This is Rock's bad
Yeah, well, I'm
advice.
just saying,
Like
I'm
Nuke
part
is-
of that at the couch table group right there.
So are you a table guy, or are you balancing tacos on your stomach while you watch
Well,
Netflix?
I got the tray
I'm
table.
balancing.
I got the dinner table. That little
I
tray
wouldn't
table.
spend enough money to get tray table.
All right, with the Winter Olympics going up, by the way, the Winter Olympics through the first 5 days up 95%.
Yeah,
when it comes to viewership, and I haven't watched 1 second of it.
Oh, it's been great.
I have a life. All right, so here are some questions everyone is Googling regarding the Winter Olympics.
Okay.
Why do ice skaters wear gloves?
I don't know. Maybe style, fashion,
Warmth and fall protection.
Oh, okay.
Big ball.
All right.
Why do speed skaters wear glasses?
Keep the snow and coldness out of their eyes.
Ice chips at 35 miles an hour.
That's correct.
Then why didn't you answer that?
Because he's always talking.
Well, you're louder than
I'm not
he is.
going to talk
because
he's always talking.
I was correct. I answered the question.
No, ice chips.
Well, ice. How do you steer a luge?
Your feet.
With your feet.
Calves and body weight.
Okay.
Good job, CC. Way to jump in and improve the show. All right, how fast is a big air snowboarding? How fast is big air snowboarding?
I gotta say, boy, they pick up, well, they go different speeds because they're doing the tricks. I would say that when they hit a jump, they're probably up to 25 to 30 miles an hour.
I'd say the same, 25 to 30.
Up to 50.
Oh, those are the Olympic guys. Well, dude, no, that's different than the tricks.
I just asked how fast is a big air snowboarding. I didn't have to give specific.
Big air, Jimmy.
We're done with that. All right, Valentine's and dating. We all know it's a Hallmark overrated holiday. The worst, my least favorite holiday of all holidays.
I'll drink to that. I'll drink
it's
to
such
that.
a waste
It
of time.
is. Very
If you really
romantic
loved your wife
time.
or your girlfriend, you'd be Valentine's Day every day.
Oh, listen to Mr. Romantic over there.
All right, the average date now costs how much?
Ooh, I'm gonna
You mean
say
on Valentine's? Is
No,
that
on Christmas.
No, I'm gonna say
Jimmy.
I'm gonna say 225.
All right.
225.
That's a little high, I think. I'll go 190, 195.
Good job, Jimmy. 189.
Oh, okay.
That's dinner, drinks, and an activity. What would be the activity for Jimmy at Sun Lakes?
Hey, if you have that where Roc's Man Vice goes, has them going, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's the activity.
And then you wake up from
No,
that.
no, the ambulance, the doctor, the nurse knocks on the.
Excuse me, we've been told to resuscitate you.
Americans spent $2,300 on dates last year. And let's see. Oh, millennials, 252.
Really?
Yeah.
They're spending a little bit more money.
Valentine's Day spending hit $29.1 billion.
Wow.
Record number. Average budget is $200. 83% buying for a significant other. 35% buy for their pets, which is just asinine.
Don't get it.
21% buying for coworkers.
Okay.
We need boundaries with the coworkers.
Yeah, that's.
I ain't buying you anything. All right. A dozen rose costs on average.
Well, I can't tell because you turned me on to Safeway about 10 years ago, so I buy them a lot cheaper.
Yeah, he would do 1-800-Flowers.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I do that. I do the 1-800-Flowers now.
Yeah,
because
okay.
I'm too lazy to go to a Safeway. And I also make a lot more money than I did back then.
Yeah, Roc saved me $50.
At
Did he
least.
really?
Back
Oh,
then,
easy.
you know,
Yeah. Oh,
it
yeah.
Was, it was more than 10 years ago. Maybe like 20.
Yeah,
Oh my God. Yeah, we've been doing this 22 years.
Because we'd go to Safeway to our shows.
Yeah, Albertson said we'd be doing our shows.
Yeah.
And this idiot, it's on Valentine's Day, we're doing a show, and I'm like, dude, they're like $30 here.
Right there,
And
yeah.
he's like, oh no.
I was just going to say about 30 bucks.
100 flowers.
So the flowers, I'm going to say,
Rip off.
on average, I'm going to say 85 bucks. 85.
Oh, I'll go.
Dozen roses. With the baby's breath.
With the whose
The
breath?
baby's
It
breath.
comes with it.
Some don't.
I'll go 65.
$93. Up 16% 3 years.
All right.
The high is 127 in Hawaii. The low is Indiana 72.
And that's without the Mylar balloon.
And then nearly $100 for flowers that die in 5 days. That's what you're paying.
True.
Boy.
Millennials are buying themselves Valentine's Day gifts. Yeah, self-love,
Seriously?
I guess. Yeah, that's crazy.
Insecure individuals.
All right, Olympics.
Agreed.
Turn our attention to the Olympics. There's a Norwegian athlete. I don't know how to say his name. He wins the bronze. Then he confesses to cheating on his girlfriend during the interview. I was going to play it. Basically said, I had the gold medal in life and I lost it.
Yeah.
And he went on and on about that, but he basically confessed.
And she's still not coming back to him,
No.
right?
Why?
She's like done.
He was.
All right, what Olympic medals are worth? If melted down, how much is the gold?
Oh, man. Well,
we had a stat yesterday where it's only plated with gold.
so 80% silver.
Silver, yeah.
I'm going to say,
I'm going to ask you gold, silver, and bronze.
I'll
okay.
say Goss, it's worth $250.
I'm going to say like $60.
$2,300 is the gold. $1,400 is the silver. $5.60 is the bronze.
It was close for that.
The participation trophy, Brian.
By the way, they're having issues with the metals breaking.
Yeah, they are.
You saw that breaking
You
in
get
half.
a combo meal with the bronze at $5. All right, some weird tech. This is all for Jimmy. Again, this is all for Jimmy. I should play the disclaimer, but I'm not going to. But this is all for Jimmy. Does not reflect the views of the station. Does not reflect anything that Manuch and I do, or CC, or Laz. This is all Jimmy B.
Is this all for Jimmy?
Hello, this is your smart fart underwear. Activated for analysis. Fart detected. Rating 6.2.
It clips to your underwear, Jimmy.
Okay.
It measures hydrogen levels.
Uh-huh.
90% accuracy detecting diet changes. The battery lasts a week.
Okay.
The average person passes gas 32 times a day. So we went from step trackers to sleep trackers to now butt analytics. I mean, imagine you push the notification. It's like a new personal best.
Is there a smell tracker on this thing too? Amazing.
All right, Super Bowl pop culture, Super Bowl nonsense. Did you guys see the streaker?
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry. NBC didn't show
After
it.
the game, we saw it.
Yeah, someone bet $253,000 on the coin toss, and he won. It was heads. 1.5 billion wings were eaten. The hamburger cost $180 there at Santa Clara.
Are you serious?
Beers were $17.50. Water was $8. Yeah. Natural Light is giving away lace lingerie for lawnmowers. If your lawnmower needs a date, needs some attire, they've officially stepped up the Natty Light. Yeah.
Used to drink Natty Light all the time. Natural Light, man.
So what did we learn today, Roc's Main Advice? Dinner tables are optional. Dating costs as much as a mortgage payment.
Yeah.
Underwear might judge you. Roses cost more than a steak. Super Bowl food costs more than rent. And some of you are dating yourselves. What is going on?
Yes, it's kind of like when I was single, Valentine's Day, no date. I don't know. I just turned the ball game on. I'm not going to go buy something for myself. Oh, millennials. This has some. I like that.
Rock's Main Advice is brought to you by Biggs in Peoria. When it's game day in the West Valley, there's only one place. That's Biggs American Bar and Grill. Right now, we got a new contest. All you do is text Biggs to 59925 for your shot at a VIP spring training baseball experience. You're going to get 4 box seats for the D-backs Padres at Peoria. I think it's a Sunday game, Saturday or Sunday game. Lunch and dinner, drinks at Biggs, $100 ride share voucher, and best of all, ESPN Radio 620 Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B swag bag. So it's your ultimate spring training hookup. Text Biggs to 59925. You can do it daily. All right, Super Bowl 60. We know it's over. The offseason has officially begun. Cards have a new head coach. They have the number 3 overall pick. Got some major decisions. Best player, trade pick, all that. We are going to dive into the state of the franchise with Howard Balzer. But first, here is another ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center with Connor Collins.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Connor Collins. The Cardinals are still working through their defensive coordinator search. They'll be bringing in Seahawks defensive pass game coordinator Carl Scott for an interview, according to CBS Sports. But over in baseball, the D-backs lock in right-hander Paul Sewald on a 1-year major league deal to strengthen the bullpen amidst injuries. And the NBA has made it official that Suns forward Dylan Brooks draws a 1-game suspension after a 16 technical foul in Wednesday's loss to OKC. He'll sit out February 19th against the Spurs in Austin after the All-Star break. This ESPN 620 Sports Center update is powered by Twin Peaks. 5 Valley locations and your go-to for scratch-made game day bites. Try the new baked pretzel with Chipotle queso, the double-stacked nachos topped with brisket, or the smoked-stacked burger loaded with smoked brisket and barbecue sauce. Cold beer, wall-to-wall sports, Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. Howard Balzer joins the guys next.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we've got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm a church Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
So where you go? Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Join the team at All City Towing. Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
He's been covering the National Football League for close to 50 years. A longtime NFL writer, broadcaster, and co-host of the Pro Football Hall of Fame show on SiriusXM. A Hall of Fame voter, Howard Balzer. Now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
The Patriots have a first down, and the clock is ticking at 4:38, and they trail at 22-7. Shotgun snap, 44 Seattle. He's headed, he drops back. The ball free, picked up by Noosu. Running down the side, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown! It's picked off and a touchdown! Seattle has scored on another turnover, and that will seal it, it seems, right now for the Seahawks.
All right, earlier in the week, we caught up with Eric Williams from FoxSports.com, who couldn't get out of Santa Clara and San Francisco area. And we're not sure if our next guest, Howard Balzer, has made it back to the Valley of the Sun yet, because if you didn't hear the logistics and just getting around the Super Bowl in San Francisco and Santa Clara was just an absolute mess. Are you back? Did you make it back there, Howard?
I don't know what Eric's issue was, but I had a seamless trip from my hotel to the airport on Monday morning. The security was flawless. It took me like 10 minutes at tops to get through the security line. They even had a deal there where you didn't have to take anything out of your carry-on, including computer or anything like that.
Wow.
So I don't know what happened to Eric, but I had no problem at all.
All right, so let's move back 24 hours. How was it getting to the stadium from San Francisco?
That was no problem either. I mean, yeah, it was
wow.
It takes a little while. I mean, they have, I don't know, maybe he was flying by balloon or
No, Howard. He said the media bus. It said took him 2.5 hours to get from the media hotel to the stadium.
Well, he must have taken a bus that was too late. See, I always go on one of the earliest buses because that's the best strategy. If you wait too late, then you're in trouble. And so
50
the bus
years
that I got on was one of the first ones. There was a little backup when it got on the little, not service road, but a little, regular road once you get off the highway. That took maybe about 5 or 10 minutes, but it's usually a 40-mile trip. And, we were there for the security check-in within an hour. So he must have left
overall.
too late.
So overall, you had a good experience with the host committee and everything that they did there in the Bay Area?
Yeah, it was. You know that it's spread out. You know that there are going to be issues. I mean, opening night, a week ago Monday was in San Jose, which is about an hour away, but it really wasn't, that hard, getting there. So yeah, it didn't, and there was a lot of traffic in the city when you had to go somewhere, right? If you want to go out to dinner or whatever, a 2-mile trip might take 15, 20 minutes, but there's just a lot of traffic on the side streets and all that. But hey, it's the Super Bowl. That's what you kind of expect.
It. So Howard, in that press box, did everybody pretty much feel at halftime this game was pretty much over at that time, 9-0, and Pats couldn't move the ball? Was that kind of the vibe you sensed in that press box?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think we expected, and I think we talked about it last week, we expected it to be kind of a defensive battle. Sure. And give credit to the Patriots. They hung in for about as long as they could, and of course held the Seahawks to field goals on several of those first 3 drives, which at least kept them within shouting distance. But yeah, they just couldn't get any offense going at all. I mean, they had, after 3 quarters, you look at the final stats, you say, oh, it's not that bad. Well, come on. I mean, they had run 39 plays for 78 yards through 3 quarters. And so that was just the story. And, they were overwhelmed. The offensive line just had issues, certainly with that Seattle defense, as a lot of teams do. I mean, it's a defense, guys, I've always thought that, doesn't have huge names on it. And they obviously have very good players like Witherspoon and Leonard Williams and guys like that. But they just play great team defense. And just think back to that, the first time the Cardinals played the Seahawks early in the season, that game went overtime, right? The second time they played, when, what was it, two sack fumbles in a row that led to points, and that one got out of hand. That one got out of hand early. But, that Seattle defense did that to a lot of teams this season. And so I think you have to, give credit to them, obviously. And, the Seahawks had problems on that offensive line handling them, but so did a lot of teams this season.
So, Howard, you've seen a lot of these Super Bowls over 50. When you think about it, when you look at the Bears defense at Super Bowl, the Giants, the Ravens, still curtain, some of the great defensive teams in Super Bowls, where would you put this dark side defense of Seattle that you saw this past weekend?
I'm not going to put them up there with, like you said, with the Bears of 85 and some of those Steelers defenses, the Ravens, 2000. And, maybe a lot of that is because they had iconic players on those defenses, obviously, like the Ravens with Ray Lewis, and all that. So I'm not going to put them close, but I'll tell you, they're very good. And I'll tell you something. I looked up something the other day, which I think might surprise you, because everybody's going, oh, Drake May, he just couldn't handle it. He's blah, blah, blah. Here, you want to hear Peyton Manning's statistics against the Legion of Boom defense of the Seahawks in the 2014 Super Bowl, which was the 2013 season. That was a game, and I think the crowd had a big part of it. I mean, that was a big crowd. That was a big part when Peyton Manning's, when they lost, to the Seahawks. Remember that? I think there was a safety on the first play.
Yes, that's it. Bad snap.
Yeah, the bad snap. The center couldn't even hear the signals, and Manning didn't even know the ball was coming. I mean, those 12s, they travel well, and that was noisy in that stadium with Seahawks fans. But here was Peyton Manning. That game, the Seahawks won 43-8, right? And it was 22-0 at halftime. And in the first half, the Hall of Famer, Peyton Manning, passed for 104 yards on 17 completions, 2 interceptions, and a 46.3 passer rate. So that was Peyton Manning. And so that puts it a little bit in perspective in terms of Drake May playing with a bad shoulder, and who knows how much that affected it. He was off on some throws, but he was under siege. He was really he was sacked 21 times in the Patriots' 4 playoff games, 5, 5, 5, and 6. And so, I think there was some unfair criticism of Will Campbell, the Patriots' left tackle, from this standpoint. Rookie player. Yes, he gave up a lot of pressures. He was overwhelmed by that defense. But I didn't see anyone mention, maybe I shouldn't see anyone, but from what I saw, I didn't see anyone mention the fact that he went on injured reserve after week 12 after he tore a ligament in his knee. They thought it might be season ending, but he didn't need surgery. Came back for the final regular season game after missing those 4 weeks and only having a couple days of practice. And then you enter the gauntlet, so to speak, for the Patriots, where they played in order the defenses, the Chargers, the Texans, the Broncos, and then the Seahawks. And so they were just, and then they managed to win 3 of those games, but that's a tough thing for anybody. And I think with a young player like Campbell, I mean, he's going to be a great player, I think, in this league. But when you come back and miss time, especially at the end of the year, get out of rhythm and all that, then you come back and you're thrust into the playoffs. That's tough to still play at a high level. But he wasn't alone on that offensive line with allowing those pressures and sacks.
Howard, take me then to today. They've had the parade. It was a lot of fun. And now it's back to business. And you always say It is a business. Is Seattle going to get ripped apart at least even a little bit with players that they won't be able to sign, that other teams will swoop in and grab them as free agents? What is their status right now? Do you happen to know?
You know, I was kind of looking at that a little bit, the other day, and I'm trying to look at it real quick here in terms of guys that they have that are top. Kenneth Walker is a free agent. That's one from that team. Rashid Shaheed, the guy they got in the trade during the season and really did well on kick returns, he'll be a free agent. Their offensive line looks pretty solid. Defensive line the same. So they don't have a whole bunch of free agents. A couple of their starting DBs, Kobe Bryant, Josh Jobe, they're free agents, but they don't have it. They don't have a lot of top guys. So in that respect, and so they're pretty well fortified. And with the way John Schneider deals with this roster I saw this note. You guys might have seen this. First GM in history to have his team win 2 Super Bowls with totally different rosters, different quarterback, different head coach, and no players on this. Of course, not surprising. I mean, that Super Bowl was what 12 seasons.
I think.
Yeah, but 2013 season, but still no players back, from that thing. So he's continued to build it. Obviously made a hell of a choice with Mike McDonald as the head coach, who he had his eye on and hired him 3 days after the Ravens, what he was with before, and they lost to the Chiefs in the playoffs. Hired him 3 days later, and he's done a heck of a job. Now, of course, they got to replace Clint Kubiak, coordinator. So that's going to be a big thing that they've got to take care of. But that's a pretty darn good roster, and they showed why they are the Super Bowl champs. But as we know, there's nothing guaranteed in the NFL. It's still a hell of a division. And let's remember back to that crazy, the Thursday night game when they tied it on that weird 2-point conversion.
Yes.
That Zach Charbonnet, just picked up the ball in the end zone, which they thought was an incomplete pass, and they ended up rolling it a fumble. Who knows if that play doesn't go their way, if they win that game, and who knows, maybe the Rams get the number 1 seed. We'll never know what would have happened. But this division is a bear. We know that. That's what the Cardinals obviously are facing now with the Rams, with the Seahawks, and of course the 49ers, and somehow figuring out a way that they can try to be competitive in this very, very difficult division.
Todd, you got about a minute here. What will you take away from this season after it's all said and done? Is there any particular moment or moments that stick in your craw as you wind down this year's football season?
Wow, that's a pretty open-ended question. Obviously, I think every year everyone says, "Boy, this is the craziest season I can remember." But I'll tell you, I think all NFL seasons have a certain amount of that. There's so many moments. There's so many competitive games, so many close games. Again, it points out how hey, I just talked about it with the Cardinals and the Seahawks. When the first game they played was went to overtime. The next one was a blowout when the Cardinals were decimated by injuries. The Seahawks ended the season, I think, with 6 guys on injured reserve. The Rams ended the season with 3. And so I always say that. It's not an excuse. It's not anything else. The teams that are usually left standing at the end of the season are the teams that manage to stay the healthiest during the year. And that's not easy to do. But if you're not healthy and you lose top players, it's very difficult to compete consistently in this league, obviously.
Howard, appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for the time. Have a great weekend.
Sounds good, guys. You too. Take care.
It's Howard Balzer joining us. You can follow him on his X page, hbalzer721. Of course, as we mentioned when he first came on, he's been covering the NFL for 50 seasons, and he's got something similar, similar to Jimmy B, as he's a voter for some big stuff.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Hall of Fame.
That's pretty big.
That is.
Whereas we found out earlier today, Jimmy B used to be an AP voter for college basketball.
I was. Not UPI, but AP.
AP.
Yeah.
You could tell us he did UPI, and we'd have to believe you because we
We
would be able to fact check it.
Nobody even knows what UPI is anymore.
We all three.
We all
do.
do. Yeah.
I mean, Laz does it.
No.
Not a chance.
He's never heard United Press International.
No, he never has.
UPI.
Press.
AP.
What's press? Is that something? Is that
United
newspaper?
Yeah, at one time, I used to get that up until about 3 years ago.
You still
If
got
there's
the
anything I
Not
miss
anymore.
more,
I agree.
is the morning paper.
I'm with you. Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Because it puts you in a little spot. You sit there, you're having your breakfast, you sit
Yes,
down,
sir.
and
Yeah.
instead of being on your stupid phone that
Yep.
you're on, 100
the
hours
time.
a day anyway,
Yeah.
to have that in your hand,
Sure.
that tangible paper.
I miss that.
When
I
I
know that you're reading something that hasn't been read yet. It's not on your damn piece of
Right.
paper.
when I fly, when I go into the little place there where you can get magazines, if they have a newspaper, I'll buy the newspaper
Yeah.
so I can read it
I do
on
the
the
same
plane.
thing.
Yeah, I'm the same. I
Yeah.
bring all the magazines that get delivered to
Yeah.
me, and that's the best time is on an airplane, no question. Hey, Howard's brought to you by All City Towing. They're Arizona's largest towing company. Whether you're stranded or you need some professional transport, All City Towing has the experience to get the job right. 24/7, 7 days a week. They're hiring drivers, dispatchers right now. You can check it out for yourself. You can join a winning team at allcitytowing.com. Allcitytowing.com. You're going to hear from Jordan Ott next, the Suns coach, as you get ready for the All-Star break. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here from Twin Peaks Camelback.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Join us for the President's Day weekend sale at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Don't miss incredible deals like 25% off all clearance apparel, 20% off all clearance bags and shoes, and top-line Prior Gen Callaway TaylorMade Bridgestone golf balls now $44.99 per dozen. Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for the President's Day weekend sale. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
There's nothing like it. The rush when the band plays, the roar when the Sun Devils take the court, the energy that shakes the building and pulls you to your feet. This is Sun Devil men's basketball, where every night brings the sound of something electric, something unpredictable, something you have to feel to believe. From the first tip to the final buzzer, Sun Devil Hoops is where passion lives. Be a part of it. Bring the noise, and let's light up Desert Financial Arena together. Get your seats now at sundeviltickets.com.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Right Toyota. I rock for my friends at Right Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Right Toyota. Right Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Right Toyota. Make the right choice, Right Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out righttoyota.com.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
We're chatting with our guest, always safety first, 811 Megaphone Man. You never stray from your mission of letting homeowners, landscapers, and excavators know you should always call 811 before you dig.
Call 811.
Call for both small and big jobs. And 2 working days in advance?
811.
Any parting words? And I'm guessing they will be.
Call 811 before you dig.
Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
811.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
This is exciting. Like what we're playing for the next 27 games, that's exciting. And there's not you don't want the result, but if that doesn't motivate you, and I know it will. So that part, we're going to take this as a positive. Like, the break is good for whatever happened. And now we're going to be in some of these games where we're going to grow. Every night's going to feel like one of those playoff games when you start fighting for it. So that continues our growth. That's what's exciting. So, again, we'd like to get our guys, our group healthy. I think the break helps with that. We're right there. And these guys have put themselves in a position that makes these next handful of games meaningful, and that's exciting.
Coach Ott, Suns, as they get to All-Star break, we'll get to see Matt Ishbia, the owner, on All-Star weekend playing some hoops.
That'll be fun.
See Devin Booker in the three-point challenge. We will see the team back in San Antonio on the 19th without Brooks, who had another technical, so he got suspended for a game. And that is what we have. Lerner and Rowe, make one call, that's all. 602-977-190. Voted best in Arizona, personal injury attorneys, car, truck, motorcycle, they do it all. Even Uber and Lyft accidents. That's becoming a big deal.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean,
but why?
What
Don't
happened?
you feel like you're getting in an Uber, you're getting in a Lyft, you feel like, hey, you're safe.
Well, I still buckle up no matter what. Lyft, Uber, I'm like.
Are you a backseat?
No.
Seat buckle?
I leave the guy. Oh, yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
are?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
No, in general. Like if I was driving, would you sit in the back and put the.
Sure.
You
I
would?
put my seatbelt on all the time.
Do you really?
Absolutely.
No, I'm not saying don't.
No.
I never have done that.
There's just that one time that could be, I don't want to go flying through any windows.
Well, you'd
flying
have
out the
a
back.
seat in front of you, so you'd hit the seat.
Well,
in
what
front
if
of
I go backwards? That's
you.
all
Then
right.
you have the cushion, the seat behind
Yeah,
you.
well, I'll put the seatbelt on. I'm strapping
If
in.
you hit that side, you won't be able to move because your seatbelt would arc. So if you see a car coming and you're on the right side and you look out the window, the car's coming at you, you're in your seat, you can't get out. But if you had no seatbelt on, you could at least go move to the left and avoid the impact.
The studies have shown that
you and your
90% more with the seatbelt survive versus those that don't. And I know the airbags that go off in the back, but I got the seatbelt on, man. You're going to and fro, whatever. Now, what I won't do, I will not do Waymo, and I will not get in the car without a driver.
That was going to be my next
I
question.
will not do that.
What if Waymo's in an accident?
Well,
No driver.
And they have been.
It happened.
Yeah.
Been
Yeah,
many.
I can't do the Waymo yet.
I can't either.
No, it just seems weird to me. Like if I'm in the back seat and there's nobody in the front seat, it's a young thing. I mean, probably's always doing Waymos. It's like, but
You
that's
do
what,
Waymo?
but it's just the way
Yeah,
the world is.
we love Waymo, and it's awesome because if you're going to the basketball game, they let you bring your beverages in the car because no one can get a DUI. So
You can do that in an Uber.
Yeah, I don't know if the Uber driver would be that comfortable with
You
you.
can legally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure you
legally
could.
Yeah. No,
The
it's
Waymo's the
sure,
best.
you
You kind
can.
of feel like you're having to hang out with your friends in the car. Although sometimes you get stuck in them, but it's only happened to me once.
See, my thing is,
Oh, you got stuck?
Yeah.
You got stuck in
Yeah,
a
it was
Waymo?
going around the same parking lot, wouldn't let us out. We had to call, but you just call the support,
yeah.
and they unlock the
But
doors.
if you're on a date or you're going somewhere and you got to be somewhere, I don't want to have to call support.
Yeah,
I want
no.
to tell, hey, dude, pull over right here.
It's more like when you're going to the ASU Arizona basketball game last week, or I'm going down to my brother's house in Phoenix or something. I just kind of want to be in the car, go on my phone, not have to talk to the guy, you know?
Now, there's something to that part because you get those, like, you may not know this, Jimmy, but on your Uber, you can actually say you don't want to be talked. You don't want to talk.
Really? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Oh, I do it all the time.
Oh, man.
So
Some of
you
those
don't wanna
Ubers
be
talk
disturbed.
and talk.
Yeah, some guys are like, this is what they do for a living, or, they're looking for somebody to talk. Like, you'd be a great Uber driver.
Oh, okay. You talk
would
to
be
anybody,
like, hey,
sign me up.
where are you guys from? No, not here. Originally. I mean, next thing you know, you know all about their kids. No, it's just like sometimes you just want to get from point A to point B and not have to talk to the Uber driver.
I get that. Yeah.
But then there's other times I start the conversation because,
Sure.
I don't want to be on my phone the whole time.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why. Sometimes I feel like I'm being rude.
You want to be cordial.
When I'm being on the phone. No, you don't need to be cordial because
I do. Hey, how are you? What's been going on?
I got to tell you, man, I give credit. I love the people. I think it's a great for someone that's trying to, for a career or for part-time, a side gig, a full-time gig, whatever. I think it's the greatest job. You make your own hours. You can make some really good money. You can work as much as you want. I have a few buddies that do it. No, they just do the airport runs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They make more money on it.
Yeah.
If you worked for the Open last week as an Uber driver, you probably made some good money.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine that.
I know bars did well. I know ours did. We had a good week. So anybody that came out to Orangedale last week, thank you. We had a record week. We wish we had the Waste Management Open every week. I bet you do. Throw in Bear Jackson too once in a while. That doesn't hurt living in North Scottsdale where the bar is. So anyway, our It's Your Call question today, which is brought to you by State 48 Roofing. After watching the Thunder crush the Suns last night, how far off are the Suns from reaching the level of the Thunder? 1 to 2 years, 3 years, 4 or 5. What is it? I went 2 years.
So I went 2 years.
I agree.
I did too.
Yeah.
And within
All
2
in
years.
unison.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I think
it's
that's
much
about right.
easier to fix a basketball team
Yeah.
than
It
it is a football
And
team.
I think with the pieces they have, if healthy,
Yes.
we talked about this earlier.
Do you think it's quicker to turn around a basketball team than an NFL team?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I do.
You only need one
Did
player.
you watch the Super Bowl?
Well, no, but you only
Did you
need-
watch the Super Bowl?
I did watch the Super Bowl.
They had 4 wins last year, and they got to the Super Bowl. They turned that around in
Well,
1 year.
They did. I will say it's 23 different
Different
players.
players, yeah.
But then that head coach been there, done that. But they spent the money to go get those guys.
But
Yeah,
that means
but
you can
that's
still
fine.
you can turn around.
But
Yeah.
but in the NBA, if you get one stud, let's say the Suns traded for Giannis, okay, that changes the entire dynamic of this team.
If you can play with the other pieces.
Well, that's
Or they
true.
give it up.
But still, you asked me which is easier to turn around. The NBA, you really only need one great player.
Tomorrow, guys, we'll be at Wright Toyota. Sean Salisbury will call. Put a wrap on the NFL season. Then we'll get Rob Fredrickson, get a chance with him, and then also James Jones, former wide receiver with the Raiders and Packers. Put a wrap on the NFL season and Super Bowl from Wright Toyota.
If you missed anything, rockmanuch.com, everything's up there. Also, check out our contest with Biggs. We'll be at Right Toyota, as he just mentioned, tomorrow. We're also on YouTube, so you can check out our stream each and every day on YouTube. So check that out when you can. For Laz, for Connor, for Manuch, Jimmy B will be suspended for tomorrow.
Awesome.
I'm Rock. We'll see you back here tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock here on ESPN Radio Phoenix.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin